morning or welcome to News Morning here on TV3. I am Enyinam Haliga. Coming up this morning, the New Patriotic Party's flag bearer, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, says party will not be intimidated by the recent arrest of some of its members. Also, the National House of Chiefs warns of inadequate funding and weak institutional support to adjudicate chieftaincy cases as a national security threat. And much later, an Accra High Court admits into evidence document indicating email correspondence regarding payments for the cybersecurity defense system for the national security. And on the foreign front, the Nigerian High Commissioner will tell you details about that story shortly. Thank you for joining us this morning. We'll start off on a political note as the flag bearer of the opposition New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, says the party will not be intimidated by the recent arrest of some of its members. Speaking at a meeting with student leaders at the University of Ghana, Dr. Bawumia said the NPP would respond through political engagement rather than fear.
We will take the debate, the ideas to the country, and we will make our case. We are, however, saying that we will not be intimidated. You can arrest all of us. We will come back and make it our case to the people of Ghana. And so I want all of you to come together as we are doing to make sure that in 2028 MPP comes back. 2028, inshallah. It is going to happen in 2028. It is possible. It is possible. It is possible. And we are going to work towards it. We are not going to sit down and say it will happen, but we are going to work. And that is why we are beginning the work early. And the training is to make sure that when we are in government, you will be able to occupy key leadership positions in this country. And that is where we are going to. The youth will take over the key positions as we move forward in this country.
Now, still on politics, the recent arrest and detention of persons linked to the NPP have the opposition party alarmed over the state of free speech in the country. The NPP's flag bearer, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, is concerned the government is stifling dissenting and undermining democratic principles, but commentators and analysts have viewed and expressed their views on this matter. My colleague Christian Yali examines in the concerns and has filed this report.
Spin it however you want. Once members of a party in opposition are arrested, it would spark agitations and perceptions of intimidation, especially when the reasons cited are not seen to warrant arrests and detentions. Ghana's democracy has come a long way and is envied, but the recent arrest of two NPP members have fueled what is observed as a threat against dissent. Are the concerns a reality? Savannah is the executive director of the Media Foundation for West Africa.
I don't think that we are in a situation where we can say that in our country today, democracy and free speech are under any form of attack or a siege. What I would admit, though, is that, as I said earlier, there have been times where our security agencies have been quite overzealous. I don't know whether sometimes it's about acting to please anyone.
Inasmuch as political commentators and citizens have the right to speech, the same has limitations. But NPP flag bearer Dr. Bawumia says the NDC's conduct since assuming office points to one direction, what he describes as unholy collaborations to silence NPP members. Executive Director of the Media Foundation for West Africa, Savannah, says sometimes the conduct of security agencies leaves room for genuine concerns.
Yes, the concerns about the abuse of the freedoms sometimes, I think, are legitimate. And so are the concerns about sometimes how our security agencies also attend to these challenges. Some people act as though the Constitution guarantees press freedom or free speech as well as reckless speech. But I don't think that is the case. Other than that, I think sometimes we really go overboard. And in that regard, the concerns are legitimate.
The NDC has responded and said individuals are not being targeted for speaking their minds, but rather for comment that threatens stability and breach laws. Some have blamed the excessive politicization of issues, but what could be the way forward in all this?
We've gotten to a point where I think people must begin to attach importance to what our leaders do and say. And especially those of us also in the media have a responsibility, first of all, to be ethical and to be decorous in what we say, and to condemn persons who just would sit somewhere and lie about others. Then I think that our security agencies too must assert their independence.
Now, away from politics now, the Accra High Court has admitted into evidence documenting and indicating email correspondence regarding payments with the cybersecurity defense system for the national security. Lawyers for the former National Signals Bureau Director, Kwabena Edwine, sought to establish that contrary to allegations of theft, their clients issued a request from the BNC Communications bank accounts for payments to be made. Lord Idwasare reports.
During cross-examination of the third prosecution witness, Mildred Donko, lead counsel for Kwabena Edwine, asked the witness about the instructions pertaining the transfer request for payment of the cybersecurity defense software. Mildred told the court that Israeli company ISC International Holdings was the beneficiary of the transfer request for payment, adding that over $1.7 million was transferred from the BNC Communications Bureau account. However, when asked whether she knew about the CD equivalent of the money, which translated to over 9.5 million Ghana cedis, the prosecution witness noted that she was unaware of the conversion rates. Further breaking down transactions made at the UMB Bank in relation to the case, Mildred told the court that a sum of 7.250 million cedis was also moved from the BNC Communications account into the personal account of the former National Signals Bureau Director. Again, she explained that another 7.2 million cedis was made into the accounts of the coordinator of the national security. Lead counsel for the accused persons, Samuel Atachia, spoke after the proceedings on Thursday.
All that we are asking for, that we be able to put our cases across via their own elected witnesses. Emails were used to initiate payments on the B.N.C Communications Bureau Limited account. And if that is so, the witness admitting that those transfers will show in the account, and for some reason we don't understand, the very document which will give the root evidence that the monies exited the account has been rejected by the court. So I'm sure your mind is working. It's contradictory in terms from our perspective.
The case has been adjourned to May 20 for continuation of the cross-examination of the prosecution's third witness. Lord Idwasare, TV3 News, Accra.
Now, away from that, the National House of Chiefs has warned that inadequate funding and weak institutional support for the judicial committees handling chieftaincy cases are threatening national security. At an engagement with members of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Chieftaincy, Culture and Religious Affairs, the traditional leaders called for urgent reforms and stronger government commitment to chieftaincy institution.
Several conflicts in Ghana have been linked to chieftaincy and land disputes. The National House of Chiefs, however, says the judicial committees responsible for resolving such disputes lack the resources needed to function effectively.
I'm sure as members of parliament you are fully aware that about 70% of the conflict cases in Ghana relate to chieftaincy and some to land. And we have judicial committees at the National House and at the regional houses. And these judicial committees are supposed to resolve some of the chieftaincy conflicts. But the judicial committees hardly get money to be able to operate efficiently. Their work is crucial for national security, and I think that you should be giving these commensurate resources to enable them to discharge their responsibilities effectively.
The president of the National House of Chiefs, Oji Ahohoya Ojebi II, also highlighted the severe staffing shortages affecting traditional councils across the country.
I know in the central region, some of the traditional councils have only one registrar. We may not have to wait until we get the independence. Something fast must be done about it. Otherwise, who cannot adjudicate cases in our various houses of chiefs. And that one will create more problems for all of us.
Chairman of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Chieftaincy, Fred Che Asamoah, acknowledged the concerns and assured the Chiefs of Parliament commitment to addressing the challenges.
We will have further engagement to fine-tune some of the concerns, to look at the Chieftaincy Act of 2008, where there has to be a possible amendment, legislation, instrument that will go with the Parent Act for proper implementation.
The engagement forms part of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Chieftaincy, Culture and Religious Affairs Oversight responsibility to gather stakeholder input on reforms within chieftaincy institution. The traditional leaders are hopeful the discussions will lead to concrete action to reduce disputes and strengthen peace and stability across the country.
Now, the national chairman of the governing National Democratic Congress, Johnson Asiedu-Nketia, has given a firm assurance that the Savannah region is one of government's priority areas for development. Addressing the chiefs and people of the Salaga South constituency, Asiedu-Nketia appealed to the traditional leaders and party supporters in the Savannah region to have faith in the government to deliver on its promises.
The NDC's national chairman was in Salaga as part of his nationwide thank you tour aimed at appreciating chiefs, party supporters and communities for their support during the 2024 general elections. Speaking at the Bambange Ndefoso Palace in Kwembe, Johnson Asiedu-Nketia emphasized that the Savannah region would receive its fair share of national development. We must bear with the government as it prepares to deliver its promises. Let all be assured that we will benefit from the national development. On party support, the NDC's national chairman appealed to party supporters who feel left out of appointment to exercise patience, assuring them that more opportunities will be made available. NDC and President Mahama are our very own. Let's protect the party for it to please others to join us so that together we can build this country. The paramount chief of the Kwembe traditional area, Kwembe Rural Bambange Ndefoso IV, appealed to the NDC chairman to ensure the completion of the 60-bed capacity Salaga Hospital, which has been abandoned for over 4 years.
In Salaga here, our present issue is our hospital, which we cry to everybody. I think the MP will tell you more. The DCs, everybody will mention it to them. So if you are here, no, you are seeking for blessing, but we should tell you our problem. It's our hospital.
Johnson Asiedu-Nketia is on a 2-day thank you tour of the Savannah region and is expected to wrap up the tour on Friday, May 15.
Now, the University of Professional Studies Accra is driving innovation beyond the classroom, with students developing mobile applications to solve real business challenges. Vice Chancellor Professor John Kweku Mauto disclosed this during a visit to Media Journal, where he announced the commissioning of a student-led laptop assembly plant expected to produce up to 1,000 laptops weekly.
The Vice-Chancellor of UPSA, Professor John Kweku Mauto, together with executives of the institution, paid a courtesy call on the leadership of Media General. The visit was aimed at strengthening the partnership between UPSA and Media General, as well as inviting the media organization to participate in the university's Diamond Jubilee celebrations. Key among the activities is the Ghana Business Leaders Conclave, to be convened by the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II. During the engagement, Professor Mauto extolled the creativity and innovation of UPSA students, particularly their efforts at developing technological solutions to address real business challenges.
In the coming days, we are going to flood this country with a lot of mobile apps. And what our students have done, the undergraduate students have done in recent time, is to pick the research of other disciplines, translate them into digital apps, which will be ready. So very soon, if you want to know how much tax you are supposed to pay on your app, just download it.
He also announced the commissioning of a computer assembly plant by UPSA students with the capacity to produce 1,000 laptops a week.
Now, every student who comes to UPSA must have a skill of know how to assemble computers, assemble laptops, assemble phones. Unfortunately, I'm very happy to tell you that by next month we'll be launching our plant. The first laptop that will be assembled, we will donate some to Media General.
Media General team, led by Group Chief Operating Officer Norma Eshan Famiye and General Manager of Onua TV, Steven Shandorf, expressed appreciation for the long-standing partnership with UPSA and commended the students for using innovation to impact lives positively.
Now, a major legal battle is emerging following the reported detention of Ghanaian Member of Parliament Ohene Kwame Frimpong at the Amsterdam airport. Can a sitting Member of Parliament claim immunity outside Ghana? And does parliamentary status offer protection when international law enforcement agencies become involved? There's more in the following report.
In Ghana, members of parliament enjoy constitutional protections, but legal experts say these protections do not automatically extend beyond Ghana's borders. The reported detention of the member of parliament for Asante Achim North, Ohene Kwame Frimpong in the Netherlands, has now raised one key question. Does a sitting member of parliament enjoy immunity under international law? For legal analysts, the answer is generally no.
Although he holds a diplomatic passport, because that diplomatic passport, technically it doesn't give him full immunity, basically, because with the Vienna Convention, full immunity is normally afforded to people who are, for instance, stationed at a consulate, for instance, and they have a fixed job there. They've, a declaration has been made that they're going to be assigned to that place. On top of that, I think he was also going for a private visit to the UK via the Netherlands. But ultimately, he wouldn't have been afforded full immunity via the Vienna Convention because he wasn't exactly stationed at a consulate.
Diplomatic immunity applies mainly to accredited diplomats under international treaties like the Vienna Convention, but MPs are not automatically classified as diplomats. And unless an MP is on an officially recognized state mission, the foreign authorities may still act on valid criminal warrant or international arrest request.
Everybody would think like, oh, well, because I'm carrying a diplomatic passport, nothing can happen to me. So, with the Vienna Convention, it makes it very clear that certain categories enjoy full immunity, including consulate staff, etc. But him being an MP who happened to be traveling on for a private visit does not get that full immunity automatically.
Back in Ghana, the case is raising questions about whether local authorities received any prior notification. Interpol Ghana operates within the Criminal Investigation Department of the Ghana Police Service, but legal experts say cases involving high-profile political figures may require coordination with institutions such as the Attorney General's Department before any domestic action is taken.
From a legal perspective, I do think Ghana could have handled the optics better in terms of we should have controlled the narrative in terms of if our security agencies were aware, as the MP is hinting towards, and if that is the case, then international optics and local optics is very important. We could have controlled how this played out in terms of Ghana be the one to extradite him if they believed that there was indeed a case. So, he is a Ghanaian and he is a member of parliament. And until proven guilty, I think we should take him as an innocent person who has not come forth to say his side of the story. And I think we should wait for that. And I support government in ensuring that the consulate does send him lawyers and those lawyers review what information there is to go by.
Political office may provide protection at home, but parliamentary status alone does not automatically shield an individual from foreign criminal processes abroad. Enyunam Haliga, TV3 News, Accra.
And that brings us to the end of News Morning here on TV3. For more news, please check our website at 3news.com. I am Enyunam Haliga. New Day continues.
Lucia. She's all the way in Canada. It's her birthday tomorrow. It's going to be a very special one. But a very good morning to all of you who have joined us on TV3 Newday this morning. How was your ride to work?
Fortunately, I just got here when it started raining.
Oh, you're kidding?
Yes, it wasn't raining.
So that means that it started raining around these areas very late, because where I live, it started around 3 a.m.
Oh, no, it didn't rain at my end.
Oh, wow. Nothing at all?
No, not at all.
Nothing?
Not at all, not at all.
God is so wonderful.
Because I was walking up and down on the compound a bit before I even...
You're kidding?
Yes.
Because it's been very, very, very heavy. Parts of the Spintex Road are already flooded. And today, as a journalist who's lived in this country for over 30 whatever years, I'm telling you that there's going to be reportage on flooding in many parts of the city. I'm not sure about other parts of the country, but in many parts of the city from this morning, I can bet my last dollar that there'll be a lot of reportage on flooding, because where I'm coming from, there's already a lot of flood. I remember, I'm sorry, but yesterday, in the evening, Shanti and I went for a walk, but we decided to not go with our phones because Kwashe movement. We decided to not go with our phones because it was a little late. Just two young females walking around, you know, anything can happen. We were not ready to let our phones go, so we left our phones. But along the way, somewhere on the Spintex Road, what we saw in the gutters was an eyesore. And yesterday, the first statement I made was, listen, I think we just need to ban plastics in this country. A lot of food vendors and a lot of people who sell would fight with me this morning, but you can argue all you want. But really and truly, plastics are not doing us any good in this country. If you saw the gutters yesterday whilst we were going for the walk, then I said, listen, we're not even ready for the rainy season. And it is true. Year in, year out, annually, we go through this. And it started. We're going to be speaking with the Ghana Meteorological Service this morning to ascertain if this is officially the beginning of the rains or not, or maybe this is just one-off, but it's going to be terrible.
We are inching closer to the rainy season.
And already,
we are virtually in May.
How many cars did we count this morning that had broken down already? About 11 already this morning. So you can imagine the traffic it's going to be causing. You can imagine the inconvenience of people getting into their offices just to work and be productive today. Plus, it's a Friday. Holiday, Anna.
I mean, it's a big problem, and generally, it's beyond the plastics bit. And the plastic bit, I agree with you totally. I remember when I was in Rwanda, they've banned plastics actually. They use the paper bags and everything. And for the almost 2 or 3 weeks, we virtually were buying stuff and moving them in the paper bags. You know, we always think that without the plastics, things would be difficult. But I was there for 3 weeks and we bought a lot of different things and we're fine. Yeah, we went to a whole shopping mall. We bought a lot of things. We packed it in a paper bag and we went. I think the problem with the plastics is because they are not degradable. Virtually, wherever you drop it, it just stays there as long as long as whoever dropped it is alive and beyond, it will still be there. So it's a part of the conversation that we need to have. We also need to have a conversation also about the open drain situation as well.
We do.
I mean, why do we necessarily have to have open drains? I mean, that is another entire conversation that we can also have, because sometimes the run water just pushes sand even into it. So beyond the plastics that are filling it up, the sand is also another whole matter. And so the drainage system in Accra particularly is something that we have to seriously consider and think about and find ways of dealing with it once and for all.
We need to. But a special good morning to all of you who have tuned in one more time, choosing TV3 to be a part of your morning. We do not take it for granted at all. But there's some good news this morning. You can cash out big with us. It's the very first jackpot in May. You're cashing out, and altogether, we're giving you a whopping 10,000 Ghana cedis this morning. So the first winner, Joseph, will take away 2,000. Second winner will take away 3,000. And the final winner will take away 5,000 Ghana cedis. And I will make sure that we announce all the winners before we say goodbye. It's a promise I have made. You know I'm good for it, and I'm going to live by it today. *439# if you're a Telecel or MTN subscriber. But guess what? Because it's a jackpot, you're using option 8, which is the MG jackpot option. MG jackpot option 8. You follow the rest of the prompts. One coupon today is 10 Ghana cedis. 10 Ghana cedis. Please play as many times as possible, because that's the only way you can increase your chance of winning and winning big with us this morning. Please start playing now. Star 439 hash. First winner, 2,000. Second winner, 3,000 Ghana cedis. And the last and final winner will take away 5,000 Ghana cedis. So please start playing now. Joseph, maybe sometime during the big issue, I know sometimes you forget, so I'll give you a nudge. If the numbers seem encouraging, I'll give you a nudge to reward.
I forget to always. You have to.
You always forget. You always and
so
always forget.
We
so
saw
somewhere
that
along
yes.
The big issue, maybe when you're about to switch to the second topic, I'll give you a nudge. But we'll look at the dashboard. If it's encouraging, then yes, of course, we'll dish out the first amount, which is 2,000. But I know my people; they will play this morning. It's when we're coming in the car. I don't know about you, but it felt like sa anopana unya watching meko ayediwa habai muno. That's
you know when Enyonam was reading the news, that's exactly what I was telling her.
Are you serious?
I was telling her that Charlie, some hot watching with pepper crowd, be bad crowd, Charlie.
Now what if vendors, will they be able to come and sell this morning because of the flooding and the rains? I'm sure they would be able to.
No, if Faja doesn't come, there will be problems.
There will be problems, right? So this morning, listen, you should probably call in and give a shout out to the watching vendor in your corner, but Anopa way deep.
No, but on a more serious note, the way it was raining right now, like if the watcher seller,
if they don't show up, it will be a problem.
No, if they show up, they've done very well.
No, and
it was really raining. Like when I go here, it was
they
really
are very
raining.
dedicated to what they do. We actually saw one van. They normally pack the food in those vans. We saw just one van right here at the Flagstaff House trying to convey itself to wherever it is that they sell the food. And see, all watching sellers this morning, special good morning to you. I hope the shito is extra hot this morning. How do you like your wache though? You like it with plantain?
Well, I don't mind, but normally, because I don't trust some of the
leaves and the ingredients.
Charlie,
me, don't give me talia. I don't like talia.
Bad experience.
What
so once the wele is on top and the meat and the fish.
I'm not
and the
quite
stew.
a wele person.
The pepper, no, Charlie. My stomach is that about.
Me too. Depending on the time of day, don't give me a lot of pepper. So if it's this morning, you just have to give me like a pinch of the shito. Just give me the stew or I'll use my own shito. I hardly would take shito from outside, so I'll use my own shito because my tummy is extra sensitive. Shout out to all the wache sellers this morning, all the Auntie Memunes, all the Hadia, all the Mewaches everywhere, Nima, Accra, Newtown, Medina, Alajo, wherever you are.
Dansuman.
There's some good waches.
Fantastic wache, Dansuman.
Oh, wow.
Dansuman.
Good stuff. Anyway, let's get into it this morning. Early on this week, in their latest edition, I'm talking about Africa Education Watch, led by Kofi Asare, brought a communique, or their latest report that indicated that about 72,000 of our basic education students who have passed, of course, and have to now migrate to the SS system may not get entrance into the system. We had a conversation with him, and he cited a lot of reasons why they won't be able to. Remember, we had the double track system. And in recent times, we've done everything, especially the education ministry, they've done everything to scrap the double track system. So we go back to the old system that we used to have. And all these discrepancies have caused a huge gap, in the educational system, especially for the BECE students who are now wanting to go into SSC. And he mentioned that about 72,000 of them may not be able to be accommodated into our institutions. But GS has issued a communique and saying that that's not exactly right, but whatever it is that they will do to absorb all these 72,000 students, they would do it. Some callers called, and some of the problems or the challenges were that some people just choose only grade A schools. So if you choose only grade A schools but you don't do quite well, how are you expected to be accommodated into all these grade A schools?
I think that the last time the education minister was suggesting the possibility of reopening.
Yeah.
After the results are out.
Exactly. Yes. So you wait and then now you apply to your school.
Yes, once the results,
see your results.
Yes, you can now go back into the system and make possible change. Because what you are saying is it accounts for the challenge that we have, and we have a lot of people queuing at the solution centers that are set up. Because if you pick St. Augustine's, you pick Adisadel, you pick Presec, and you pick
Atimota.
Yeah, I mean, basically, if one of them does not grant you admission, it means all the others you are automatically off, because their cutoffs will basically be the same. So that aspect is one that is very important, that accounts for the challenge that we have on our hands, for which reason some of these problems tend to come up once in a while.
Well, so we'll get into it for this morning. And you know what we do here on Fridays? We go through a lot of the trending issues, and then you tell us what your highlight has been. I think one on the streets and one that everybody was talking about was the detention of OK Frimpong. He's the MP for where again?
Asante Achim.
Yes, Asante North. Yeah, Asante Achim North, I think. We're talking about that. What else trended this week?
I think there were the conversations surrounding the president having a cabinet meeting about the constitutional review. That also came up quite strongly this week. But I will still think the OK Frimpong issue has been one that has been up.
What do you say to one element, you know, of the review that says that we should now reduce the age of a person who qualifies to be president from 40 to 30? Yesterday, I was listening to Professor Asasari, and he said, no way. Looking at our educational system and then our employment system in this country, if you're asking somebody who is 30 to become president, with which experience is he?
You see, it's a very, and I mean, it's a very debatable topic, very debatable. I remember a couple of months back, we had the discussion on one of the Friday editions, and I was arguing with Mr. Jantua. We were having a conversation. I was making a point that you are saying that a person who is 18 years old can decide who becomes president. But that 18-year-old cannot be president. And the question I was asking was that, which is the most difficult decision? Having the ability to decide who. So that 30-year-old who is not qualified to be president, he along with a 40-year-old who is qualified to be president, they are all going to decide, one man, one vote. They are all going to decide who leads them. And I was saying that, don't we think that the decision making, the decision whether Cookie or Akable, is that not more crucial?
No, but you cannot liken that one to taking on the responsibility of almost 35 million people with a lot of sectors, from agriculture, education, health. What are you talking about?
I agree. But the question that one cannot tell but ask is that, well, when Rawlings was president, first in the military era, he was very, very young, virtually in his early 30s. When he even became a democratic leader, at the very initial, it was towards his 40s. He was around 38, thereabouts. The point I'm making is that over the period, we've had very old presidents, like when Nana Danko Kufuor's father was president. We've had very young presidents in between. So the argument will be made that, well, the age has particularly not been a tremendous success. It has not. I mean, so there's no evidence that we can pinpoint and say that. And for what it's worth, I am just aloof. I'm not saying that we should come all the way down. I'm not saying we should go all the way up. But I'm simply saying that the question that we have to ask ourselves is, if we are allowing everyone, because the voting age used to be around 25 there, but we brought it down. 18. If we are allowing everyone to vote, everyone is deciding who is going to lead us.
But that decision cannot be equated to you being president and taking care and controlling.
You can trust the person to decide.
I am a young person, so I am for young people, you know, coming into
But you agree with the substantive point that age is not a determinant of the ability of a person to be successful as president.
100%.
I mean, once we agree on that,
100%.
then we can all have a discussion on what should be the minimum.
Given the country we live in and what young people go through, I think that at 30, you truly have not gathered enough experience.
I'm coming.
Shadrach, you're not the one we are talking to.
Listen, the guy,
Joseph,
your favorite musician,
Blacko.
Yeah, Blacko. How old is Blacko?
He's 24. But that's music.
I'm coming, no.
But he's intellect.
I wasn't even going to talk about his musical acumen or everything. So I'm saying that once we all agree that age does not determine the competence, then we can all agree that and have a discussion on, okay, at what point should we fix it?
Right.
Why 40? Like, I'm just curious, why 40?
Okay. So it can be 30, it can be 35.
Yes, I mean, because why 40?
Because it is believed that life begins at 40. At 40, you've gathered enough experience. You know, you've gone through a few relationships, you've managed a few businesses, failed, risen again, trying new things and stuff like that.
We are picking 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds, 65. They've managed businesses. They are top of their career. They come and the country is run down. I mean...
next year Ghana will be 70, and we are still where we are. Just that maybe now things are improving a little bit, but even that is too early to determine. Anyway, let's get onto the phone lines. We know you're itching to speak with us this morning. We'll go on the other side and take a look at the dashboard. We'll take a look at that communique also from GES assuring you that if your ward is part of the 72,000 indicated by Kofi Asare of the Ghana Education Watch, that they may not get placement. GES is trying to let you know this morning that please stay put. They will make sure that they accommodate your ward. Welcome to TV3 Newday and welcome to this morning. But please remember that you can win big with us this morning. *439# *439#. If you're a Telecel or MTN subscriber, you're choosing option 8, which is the MG jackpot option. There are prompts to follow. Follow all of them, but most importantly, play as many times as possible because it's the only way you can increase your chance of winning. First person winning 2,000, second person 3,000, and the third and final person or winner this morning will take away 5,000 Ghana cedis. Thank you for playing. Please make sure you play. Start playing now. And as indicated early on, I would nudge, or I'll give Akable a nudge to announce the first winner during the big issue. That is, if you play as much as I want you to play so I can give you your money. It's a promise. So we'll deliver this morning. Welcome back in studio. We'll continue with this morning's segment.
So still live here on New Day. It's time for This Morning segment where you get to call in and share your views with us. We're going to walk you through that statement that has been issued by the Ghana Education Service explaining specifically what is being done with regards to the placements. The students have finished writing the exam. We've heard from some of them. I've seen a lot of the interviews where the students are talking about how they conquered the paper and all of those things. But after conquering the paper, they'll have to be placed in various schools so that they can continue their education. So let's see what the Ghana Education Service has been saying here. It's a press release that was issued here, dated 14th of May 2026. And it says the management of the Ghana Education Service warmly congratulates all junior high school graduates on a successful completion of the Basic Education Certificate Examination, that is the BECE. Management assures all graduates that comprehensive preparations and arrangements have been made to receive all freshers into senior high technical schools across the country on 18 September 2026. We wish to indicate that all qualified candidates will be placed in schools. Every effort has been made to ensure that each student has access to senior high technical education. The report circulating in sections of the media suggesting that about 72,000 students risk not being placed is speculative and does not reflect the reality. We therefore urge the public to disregard it. There are adequate infrastructure and facilities to accommodate all qualified students. Further, management assures stakeholders that the ongoing efforts to phase out the double track system will not in any way hinder students' access to senior high technical education. It will rather improve the quality of teaching and learning while maintaining full access for all students. The Ghana Education Service remains committed to equitable, inclusive, and quality education for every Ghanaian child and calls on all stakeholders to support this shared national objective. And it's signed by Daniel Finyi, the head of public relations for the Ghana Education Service. And it's very important for us to take note of point 5, because point 5 makes the point about the availability of infrastructure for everyone. But like the discussion we're having, there's a bit of a bigger challenge because yes, you broadly may have the facilities available, but the challenge potentially sometimes is the fact that students want specific schools, and it's become a problem. And it's one of the reasons why I remember JM1 when they started with the community day senior high schools. It's one thing that I thought that if we followed through properly, just to ensure that people moved from the desire to necessarily want to attend the traditional schools. It will simply be a means of ensuring that people just go to schools. I mean, because if you live in an area where there is a community day school with the best facilities available, beyond the usual bragging rights that take place during the National Science and Maths quiz, the facilities are virtually the same. I mean, why would you want to go all the way to the north? I mean, but I get the whole point about association. But at some point in the national life, we have to have that conversation. I don't know what Cookie you make of it. People want to go to Accra, girls want to go to
grade A schools, right?
Yes, I mean the big traditional schools, and
but
sometimes
your aggregate also determines which school you end up in. So you can wish all you want, but if you do not pass your exams or if you don't do well, you cannot be accommodated in those schools.
Yeah, I mean, so you tend to have people, so maybe someone gets aggregate 15, he didn't get Achimota school, right. And that person will say that I've not been placed. Meanwhile, there's the opportunity for that person potentially to be placed in another school, but he simply does not want it. So there's a bit of an artificial shortage, sort of, if I can put it that way, that also happens. And must everyone go to those schools?
Grade A schools? And sometimes life does not even pan out the way you want it to pan out. You can even go to a grade B school or grade C school, but you still turn out great. Yeah. Well, it all depends. Yes. Phone lines have been activated this morning. Kindly call us and let us know what your response is to this communique by the Ghana Education Service indicating that all the 72,000 students whom have been reported early on that they may not get placement into SS institutions. Well, GS is telling you that they are doing their best to accommodate all of them. So please do not be anxious. Parents and guardians, do not be anxious. All of them will get placement into SS schools. Whilst we wait for you to call us, also remember that this morning you can cash out with us *439# if you're a Telecel or MTN subscriber. First winner is taking away 2,000 Ghana cedis. Second winner, 3,000 Ghana cedis. And the third and last winner, of course, will take away 5,000 Ghana cedis. You're choosing option 8, which is the MG option. Please play as much as possible because that's the only way you can win. All right, let's get onto the phone lines now and pick some calls. But before then, good morning to you, Niels Ade of FNB. Kocho Denge, you're also watching. Good morning to all of you. Hassan of Airtel Tigo, good morning to you. And Joe, part of the transport department here, good morning. Well, our first caller is on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Cookie.
I'm confused. Is this Alaji, is this Mejina, or this is Peter T?
Oh, Alaji.
Oh, because I didn't get so give me the password. You know the password. Say the password. Or give me the opening line.
Alaji.
How are you?
I'm fine.
That's the password.
I'm fine.
Now, Alaji, that's the password.
Okay, no problem. Let me send my greeting to your Chief of Staff and Shamima Muslim and Honorable Senator here for First Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Minister of Chief Executive and Parliament, Dr. Wumbi. Preferring vying for the constituency regional communication officer, and Aziz Zola also regional communication officer. May God accept our prayers.
Alaji,
I think we need to talk about the MP issue. I think some of the members of NPP jubilating because of that, how they arrest him. I don't know why they jubilating. Because if somebody comes and win with this wild margin, they win about 26,000 plus. 26,000 plus. And when this issue comes out, and NPP judges, they sit in the radio and write it in the social media and judge it, and they do this. What kind of life is that? So if anybody causes crime, look at the crime and this one, former finance minister, Farata forced into this country, and he ran away for the country. These people talk about the Farata run away for this country. But we need to investigate Forata.
Alaji, I'm wondering which of the issues we've discussed this morning you are addressing. I'm finding it a little difficult to understand. Alaji.
Yeah, which
of the issues we've discussed are you addressing this morning? Because now you are talking about Ken Oforiatta, but I don't think that's in any of the discussions we've had this morning. Is it not?
This morning.
Oh, okay. I think Alaji is gone. Anyway, so the gentleman who signed the letter that Akabli just read out, Daniel Fenyi, he's the head of public relations, Ghana Education Service, is on the telephone lines with us this morning to go into this reportage of about 72,000 students who may not get placements into SE's educational system. Daniel, if you can hear us, good morning. Hello, Daniel.
Hello, yes, good morning.
Oh, yes, great. Daniel has joined us this morning. It's good to have you, and I hope that you are safe where you are. Now, Daniel, GES, through this communique, is assuring all of us that all 72,000 students who early on had been reported that may not get placement would get the placement. But of course, Daniel, this is Ghana. There's a lot of public anxiety. Parents and guardians are agitated a little bit. What is the truthful situation that we are dealing with at the moment?
Yes, in fact, thank you very much and good morning to our listeners and viewers. Grateful for the opportunity and greetings from the management of the Ghana Education Service. Yes, for Ghana Education Service, normally what we do is that when our students are done with the BECE, i.e., when they graduate from the junior high school, the usual expectation is that they are placed in the schools that they selected for us. In fact, this year, we have changed the structure a bit, where the students are to wait for their results and see their results. The belief is that the results might inform some of the choices that they may make. And so this year, they are waiting for their results. So everything has been peaceful. Everything is beautiful. They finished their last paper this Monday with Arabic. And of course, WAEC has taken over doing their thing. Except that we were there when we saw that randomly somebody is throwing out figures that about 72,000 students will not get a place. So it's not as if there's some fact out there that Ghana Education Service is debunking. What we are saying is that whoever did that did not consult management, did not consult Ghana Education
But Daniel,
Service.
I don't think that we can just throw out speculations out there this morning. That whoever we are referring to this morning, according to the reportage that we have, is Kofi Asare of Africa Education Watch. And we've been in this country. Africa Education Watch is very credible when it comes to education in this country. However, I would just want to know where the figure 72,000 came from and if it's really the true situation.
We may have to ask him where he got his numbers from, but from Ghana Education Service, it is not true.
So what's the number that Ghana Education Service can confirm this morning?
About 600,000 students wrote the examination. Every single one of them who passes will be placed. Every single one of them. Okay. So it's not as if there is even some number we are dealing with or some quota we are dealing with or there's some fraction we are dealing with. No. Senior high education, like basic education, has become the right of the child. It's not a privilege. So we are not going to base on some privileged factors to place a student. Once you are done with junior high, the expectation, the natural expectation and progression is that you move into senior high school. I should also mention that this from management is to assure all parents and then the students that every single one of the students who have written the BECE and have passed will be placed into senior high school.
Okay,
in fact,
so Daniel, not to cut you, but parents and guardians are also very interested in when you qualified as anyone or any student who has passed or qualified. In this context, what does qualified or passed mean?
Indeed, for the specifics, WAEC would give the details, but what we know is that normally, you know, the least grade for any student to have in a subject is grade 9.
Okay.
And so we know that when you have grade 9 multiple times,
right,
then the assumption is that your competence would not be enough for senior higher education. So, for example, mathematics, you had 9, English, you had 9, social studies, you had 9, and the other subject, you had 9. Then we generally would admit that your performance, I want to believe WAEC will come out with those fine details.
Right.
But the emphasis here is that there's no cap anywhere. We have a lot of spaces, accommodation, infrastructure to take in as many as the students who progress to the senior high school. So we are not, Ghana Education Service, take it from us, we are not dealing with a quota, we are not dealing with a cap, we are not dealing with a fraction. In fact, if all the students who wrote the BECE so wish to progress, we have space to accommodate all of them. And so we would also appeal to our stakeholders. Of course, you mentioned civil society organization, African Education Watch, and the others, that anytime they want to put out these numbers, it is only ideal that they engage management. That management, this is what we think, or this is what we have observed or seen. What are the realities you are dealing with? What are the figures? And for us, you know, even before we do the postings, all the senior high school heads and then technical school heads declare their vacancies. So every school will tell us that I am Presec this year, give me 1,000. I am in front of him this year, I will take 500. So we take all those fine details even before the placement is a full data-driven activity. And so if we say that we have space for everyone, it means that we have already taken our data and we know that the spaces are sufficient enough to take every Ghanaian child.
Yes,
and so we are not dealing with some numbers, some fractions, some capping. We are not dealing with that at all. So that's the assurance. And
Daniel,
then also, let me mention.
Daniel, Joseph wants to come in, but before you continue with that point, because you mentioned spaces, let me just ask you this question. GS has told us, your establishment has told us that we are phasing out the double track system, and many parents and guardians are concerned that, are you sure, can you assure us that phasing out the double track system will not cause overcrowding in our schools as you are earnestly working, I beg your pardon, that everyone is accommodated?
Indeed, the phasing out of the double track system is not rhetorical, it is practical.
Okay.
Practical in the sense that we have actually gone to the schools to engage the leaderships of the schools. That for you, and forgive me, I may be mentioning names, for you, Suedro School of Business, what would you need to move from double track back into single track? So we have actually collected those data, and that for now, as we talk, we know that for some schools, about 100 of them, they will only need some tables and chairs or desks to move to single track. There are some schools that will need 3 classroom blocks, others that will need 4 classroom blocks. And so all these information are with us. And for some of the schools, the intervention have already gone out. And so we are expecting that for some of them, even this year, they will move back into single track. So yes, I can assure you, just as the president mentioned, that by 2027, we should be able to phase out the double track system. Of course, for some of the schools, they may need huge investment, as in building whole structures to be able to accommodate. I should also indicate that there are some schools that are underpopulated as we talk. So could you believe that there are some schools that have less than 10 students currently because students will not want to go there. And so for those schools, we have engaged them, and we know that for some of them, invest in them, brand them well, and make them attractive enough for some of the students to want to go to those schools. In fact, it is part of the reasons that some grade C schools would receive some investment to be able to move to grade B, and some grade B schools would be will receive some investment to move to grade A schools. So all these are there, and so for the underpopulated schools, all that we need to do is to make them a bit more attractive for students to go there, and they wouldn't even need any investment. They wouldn't need new structures. They wouldn't need any other thing. just for us as management to make sure we brand them well, we make sure that they become a bit more attractive, we make some investment in them, and they are good to go. And so for the spaces that are available, our students can be assured, graduates can be assured that they would have spaces. Let me mention also, in addition, that for the first years, what we call freshers, they will be reporting to school on the 18th of September. We felt that these dates should be out earlier so that parents who are preparing, between now and the time they would report, a lot of parents will be preparing, consulting, engaging, buying a few things here and there, even as they wait for the official prospectus to come out and all that. So we felt we should give them some ample time enough, give them the date so that they can work around it for their works.
Okay, Daniel, and let's talk about technical and vocational schools. How much of our attention are we giving to these institutions? Because a lot of people are concerned with these technical and vocational schools as well.
In fact, for technical education, I should mention that from last year, we saw a phenomenal interest in technical education. So it is a bit encouraging, even though some more work has to be done to make it a bit more appealing to the student. But I should say that there's a growing trend of interest in technical education generally in the country. And of course, for the technical institutions, a lot of them had patronage from the students. A lot of the students selected some of these technical institutions. And so what we will do is to, of course, as I mentioned, make them a bit more attractive. Beyond the fact that some of the students themselves may want to go to particular schools, I believe as a government and as an administration, we also have to be intentional about making some schools or some programs a bit more attractive for the student. And that's exactly.
Okay. Daniel, maybe... Daniel, are you still with us?
Yes,
okay.
I'm here.
Maybe just before you go, let's talk about the element of protocol, as we call it in this country, or let's say manipulation or unfair placement. How is GES making sure that this year alone, we don't have challenges with protocol manipulation and unfair placement?
Indeed, for last year, and forgive me for referring to that because that was the first of the placement exercise that we did. And so a lot of the lessons we are picking that will inform our actions this year would come from last year's experience and observations. Of course, the earlier years are also there to guide us. But our observation is that there were a lot of social media reports on protocol, some people paying some monies and all that. I personally, of course, as the head of public relations, reached out to some of them. You will be shocked to realize that a lot of those who made such comments, a lot of those who made such allegations would not reveal identities to you, not cooperate, would not help you to identify. They will just throw the information out there. We would not, as a management, debunk such claims. We are dealing with a human institution. You will find one or two bad nuts in the system who would want to manipulate desperate and vulnerable parents and students in the system. But we are appealing to parents, we are appealing to our stakeholders that if you find somebody, if somebody comes to you, pay money. See, the entire senior high education, the 3-year senior high education is free. Why would you have to pay money for just the placement? And so we, as management, are trying every means possible to make sure such claims are followed up with, such persons are identified and dealt with. And we will appeal to all our stakeholders that once you get a hint, once you see somebody, once somebody approaches you, that you have to pay some money before your word will be placed, report such persons to us. In fact, all our 16 regional directorates have contact lines that we have put out on our official plan. Reach out. Let us fish these unscrupulous persons out and deal with them. Other than that, too, I would appeal that for those who throw out some of these allegations, sometimes for whatever reason, sometimes it may not be true, sometimes it may be rumor you have heard from another person. Let's try to confirm these persons and fish them out. When we reach out to you to help us with some identity, some names, some lists for us to clamp down on these activities, kindly help us to root out this.
Okay. So long as you can ensure our safety.
Yes. Mr. Fenye, Joseph here. I mean, just two quick questions. First, if you could confirm to us that there will be an opportunity once the results come for students to have access to the portal to make changes where necessary. Can you confirm that?
Yes, I can confirm that to you. In fact, let me confirm to you rather that this year the selection of schools will be done after their results are released, after the student results are actually released. And so as we speak now, they have not selected their schools. They will do that when their results come. And the orientation basically is simple. That, you know, grades and results are a data for people. Once you see your results, sometimes it could inform the school, the program that you would want to pursue. You may see your strengths, your weaknesses, your interests based on the results that you would get, and that might inform you. And we feel we don't have to deny you that right to be able to assess yourself based on the result and then choose a school that is most befitting to your interest, your passion, and then your competence.
Daniel, thank you so much for your time this morning. We do appreciate it. And you've given us a lot of assurances this morning. Hopefully, GS is able to live by it. He is head of public relations at the Ghana Education Service. Well, I'm not sure if we do have enough time for more calls, but we'll take some messages before we go. Kwame Acidity says the construction of 2 new dormitories at Atrensia SHS, a collaborative effort between Honorable Alhaji Collins Dauda and the Ministry of Education, aims to enhance or boost quality of education and infrastructure and scrap the double track system. Begin your weekend with peace and determination. Kwame Acidity sent in that one. Aziz Donla, we're expecting you this morning. He says he's standing by a Wate vendor. Man must eat. So the Wate people have come this morning. Thank you to all of you who have sent in messages. Unfortunately, we'll not be able to read them.
Aziz, the best watch is knowing Fadama.
Where is it? It's in Dansuma.
It's in Dansuma.
No, one day we need to open the phone lines and ask people where they think the best watch is.
It's in Dansuma.
Well, let's keep the conversation going. Hashtag TV3 Newday. Let's know where the best watch in Accra is. Now, remember that you're cashing out big with us this morning. It's the jackpot, the Friday jackpot, the very first one in May. And you know me, I'll start increasing the amount from next week, but it all depends on your participation this week. You're choosing option 8, which is the MG jackpot option. You are playing as many times as possible this morning. One coupon is 10 Ghana cedis. So please choose option 8. Please don't choose option 2. If you choose option 2, you won't get anything. Choose option 8. And Joseph, I think depending on participation, remember Akukon Kizinkiti? Remember Akukon Kizinkiti? Yeah. That's 200 Ghana cedis going to about 20 people also this morning. So please, if you're a Telecel or MTN subscriber, start playing and start playing now. Well, remember that you can pack up your day the Milky Way with the rich, smooth taste of Peck milk chocolate. It is pure delight, available everywhere. Every corner store in this country has it. Get some for your friends, for your work colleagues. Buy me Peck biscuits this morning.
Sorted.
Okay.
Sorted.
Thank you. And the wachi?
Hey, the watch it, the watch it, we have to figure it out. Maybe Fadama or something.
Go back one, Mr. Jantwa, please help us identify where the best watch is. And Mr. Jantwa, I know that, but maybe on only watch it. Mr. Jantwa, only watch it.
Oh, socialist. Socialist being another about.
Yes, I know. Well, anyway.
Socialist being another about.
Another about we had labor.
Socialism is inconsistent with that about. That about only a capitalist. Oh, possible.
We'll take a break now. When we come back.
For staying with us here on New Day on TV3. It's time for the big issue. There's a lot to talk about this morning. We know that there are issues surrounding the whole constitutional review matter. This week, the president held a crucial meeting with the cabinet. This cabinet had a meeting, actually. I mean, a crucial meeting where some discussions took place about the next steps towards how we are going to implement this whole constitutional review process. I mean, for those of you who are familiar with our attempts at constitutional review, you see that we start here and there, we don't finish it, then another government comes. They also start something else. I mean, when we begin the conversation, I'll share with you some of the attempts starting from the Mills era through Mahama 1 through to Mahama 2 now. Even another Nkakufado 1 and 2, the efforts that were done, the specific targeted ones that were done, and what was not achieved, and the attempts now. We'll put all of that in proper context. Also this week, a major big story that broke yesterday has to do with the Ghana Police Service. You recall the hashtag Occupy Jurobi protest, in which a number of individuals were arrested and manhandled by the police. There's a judgment coming from the High Court, 150,000 cedis awarded as damages. And I mean, a lot of you have been saying that, well, it's a paltry sum. I mean, I've heard some of you say that. I mean, a lawyer was telling me yesterday that it does appear that when the courts are awarding compensation in that manner, when it has to do with abuse of rights, you've also been seeing the stories about people who are wrongfully imprisoned for maybe 20, 35 years. Sometimes you look at the amount and the lawyer says compared to when judgment debts are awarded against the state. Well, those are business transactions, commercial transactions, the interest rate, all those things. But all those are concerns that have come up that would also want to delve into. But before we do all of that, there's a story that has come up quite strongly. The New Patriotic Party has been raising concerns about what they believe is an attempt by the state through the Ghana Police Service, the government for that matter, to stifle free speech. In fact, the flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the former vice president, actually issued a statement where he expressed concerns about what was taking place. Subsequently, he's been speaking publicly on the same matter once again. We'll start off and deal with that matter briefly. Let's take a listen to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who has been speaking on the arrest of some pro-opposition activists and why he believes it's a matter of concern.
We will take the debate, the ideas to the country, and we will make our case. We are, however, saying that we will not be intimidated. You can arrest all of us. We will come back and make it our case to the people of Ghana. And so I want all of you to come together as we are doing to make sure that in 2028, MPP comes back. 2028, inshallah, it is going to happen in 2028. It is possible. It is possible. It is possible. And we are going to work towards it. We are not going to sit down and say it will happen, but we are going to work. And that is why we are beginning the work early. And the training is to make sure that when we are in government, you will be able to occupy key leadership positions in this country. And that is where we are going to. The youth will take over the key positions as we move forward in this country.
That's Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the New Patriotic Party's flag bearer for the next elections, the flag bearer for the previous elections as well, and former vice president speaking there. Let me introduce you to my guest in the studio, but before that, let me remind you once again that the cash out, we are still doing the jackpot today. We are giving out 5,000, then we'll give out another 5,000, but we'll split it into two, so 2,000 and 3,000. And so you dial *439#, you select option 8, the MG jackpot, and proceed to participate. And like we always say, it's a numbers game. The person who has the mouse and does the clicking does it randomly. So if your number is in multiple times, it just increases your odds probability, like we all taught in primary school. So just increase your odds, more tickets, participate, and increase the likelihood of you winning. My guest in the studio this morning, Awal Mohammed, is with the New Patriotic Party. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us, Awal.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Also joining us in the studio, Ebu Bakman. Ebu Bakman is a big fan of the title-winning
Barcelona, the best team on earth aside from Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
No,
good morning, Ebu is Deputy Communications Director for United Party. Thank you for joining us.
If you indulge me, I would want to commend Ghana Police for something that I saw last week. Last week, after the program, I went to police headquarters to present a petition, and I like the way the professionalism they showed. I really commend the IGP and particularly the Director General of CID. The kind of men and women there and the kind of reception they give to people, not me alone. And I think it is commendable.
Okay.
So this morning, I think they should continue to do what is good for the country.
Kwame Jantua is also with us in the studio. Whether he's Dadaba or not, I don't know. I had said that socialists cannot be Dadaba, but I don't know whether he agrees. Mr. Jantua is a legal practitioner, a member of the Convention People's Party, energy analyst. Senior, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. How do you define Dadaba?
Oh, Dadaba is Dadaba.
Oh, how do you define it?
That's in the definition. We all know what Dadaba is.
I don't know what it is. How is it defined?
Okay, so if you don't know, then you are not. Because if you were, you will know. Also joining us in the studio, as always on the Friday. I'm not. I'm not Dadaba. No.
Are you a socialist?
I'm not a socialist.
From your definition.
That socialist cannot be Dadaba. Also joining us in the studio, as always, Abraham Amaliba. Abraham Amaliba is Director General National Road Safety Authority, a legal practitioner, a member of the National Democratic Congress as well. Senior, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning to you. This week has not been so good for me. I'm not too well, but I'm here. The Dadaba thing, you see, everybody was once a Dadaba. Once your father likes you, it doesn't matter. That's your Dadabi. Monkey no fine, but your mother like him. So we are all Dadabis in our own small way. And so I think that don't fixate yourself with his status. His status, yes, in comparison, some are bigger than others. So that is where maybe you can say, but we are all that it be.
This is a center left definition of Dadaba. The center right know what Dadaba is.
I am more Mama B than Dada B.
I see.
Yes.
I see.
I'm nothing. I'm Kwame Jantua.
Someone is saying in my ear when you said you are more Mama B. Someone is saying in my ear that is so obvious. I don't know what the person means. You can ask the person after the show. But let's get into the conversation now. Let me start with you, AB. I mean, you heard the MPP flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia there. I mean, he's raised concerns about the arrests that we've seen taking place. Aside from the MPP, I've also seen some not politically affiliated people raise similar concerns as to how they are enforcing those two specific laws, the one in the cyber security law and the other one in the old Act 29 as well. I mean, they are saying that in the past, the NDC had concerns about how the NPP at the time was using that to arrest a lot of your comrades as well. And we see that playing out this time around. Do you find that criticism to have basis?
Good morning to your viewers. It is difficult to take a stand on something which is lawful. Something can be lawful, but it's not right. But for the time being, that is what the law says, and you must follow it. You cannot be a wrongdoer and be the one to determine how the state should handle you. Are you getting me? Mm-hmm. You can't be a wrongdoer and be the same person to dictate to the state that when I'm coming, give me tea to drink. Or when I come, ask me 2 questions and I'll go away. Or peg my bill at 100 Ghana cedis. You cannot do that. Did we complain? We complained. And you know my attitude towards this thing, and I said it here before, I don't know whether you were the host. The best way to bring about reforms is to apply the law equally to both sides. You do me, I do you. Then now we can now all reason and come to the table. That is the best way. And I'll always maintain it in politics. Because if you do me and I come and say I won't do you, you will not reason up. The next time you come again, you continue your path. Have we gone full circle? I think we have gone. Is it time for us to all sit down as politicians and say that, look, we are the ones that are suffering. Can we slow down? Time has come. But to be a wrongdoer, and when time has come, I mean, now you can now reform the law. But to be a wrongdoer as it is now, apartheid was lawful. You know that. But we complained. All the things you are talking about, the Cybersecurity Act, they are part of our laws. They have not been repealed. So it is sad that the flag bearer is not talking about trying to look at the law dispassionately, because it is a law that is holding his people, but think that it is a government that is behind the use of the law. The next question to ask him is, was he also behind the law when the NDC was complaining? Was he also behind the law? So we need to all come to one point and say that, look, can we sit down, relook at these laws and see? But there's nowhere in the world that you are a wrongdoer, you breach the laws, and then you want the state you want to determine to the state how you should be handled. That one is nowhere done. Yeah.
I mean, if you look at Abronya's charge sheet, Republic versus Kwame Bafo, so he's been charged with offensive conduct conducive to the breach of peace, and emphasis the breach of peace. And the particulars, we are told that he said, you are not a judge, but rather a politician, and you have covered your hair with a sack and claim you were a judge.
Is that palatable language to use on a judge? And I'm asking, did he say this right before the judge?
No, it was, so he's before that court. Then when he eventually got out, when he got a bail eventually, then he made those comments about the judge.
Knowing that you go back to the judge because the matter has not ended. The judge is a human being. So definitely you get to the wrong side of the judge. And the judge has powers to even hold you for contempt.
I mean, many would say that, I mean, it's an inferior court, but many would have made the argument that maybe they could have lived with that, assuming that was even possible and that had happened, as against the police.
This is a district court.
A circuit court.
A circuit court.
Yes. No, in the context of the superior courts and the yes.
Yeah, it's a lower court.
I mean, the context of the superior. I mean, we say superior courts for the.
But in fact, indeed, in the court history, they used to be called inferior courts, and the judges. I know, and the judges.
We still maintain superior.
And the judges protested that they are not inferior judges. So they now brought them to lower courts.
But I mean, find the word inferior, and to tell you that lower courts.
No problem. So let's stay with the facts. So the circuit court. I mean, so if they can, assuming they could even have done that and they had gone that way, as against he being arrested and charged with offensive conduct conducive to the breach of peace.
If I were an MPP lawyer, I would be happy, because from what you are saying, you want to tell me that it's a bad charge. That's what you want to say. So you should be happy that you can easily knock out this one. But it doesn't take away the fact that the man at the center of the controversy, Abronya, is so notorious. And there will definitely be a one day. He's so notorious. I expected the flag bearer to also caution, what's his name? Abronya. Look, something happened last 2 weeks, and the whole country was agog, and people were angry. And I'm talking about Dr. Ewusi. Compare what Dr. Ewusi said to that of Abronya against the man of God, Duncan Williams. Can you compare the two? Yet, nobody in MPP singled Abronya out to caution him. It's not the way to go. The politics that we are engaging is not an open field for us to be insulting each other. So there must be a red line. One day, there must be a red line. Say, we cannot cross this line again. And I think that's where Abronya has found himself today. He has no license. He has every right to play his politics, but he has no license to take well-meaning Ghanaians with good standing, run them down, and think that nothing will happen. And when he finds himself on the wrong side of the law, then you find people supporting him and calling for him to be released. I don't get it. Are we which of us here, including he who is an MPP person, would tell his children to emulate Abronya's type of life, of insulting? Which of us here? We all know it's bad, but because of politics, then we tend to support. That is where the problem is in this country.
Okay.
And I think that once no law has been breached, once charges have been preferred, lawyers will go to court and do their work.
Okay. Let me come to Awal. And there's a part of Mr. Malebe's submission about the record of the NPP as a party. And I mean, we're all here in the country. We can go through the list. The NPP as a government arrested people all over the place. In fact, even protest, people were picked up. Lawyers who had showed up, were just banded all over the place. I mean, there are those who say that the vice president, the former vice president, was chairing the police council at the time that some of these arrests took place. In fact, just yesterday, the judgment that came out from the High Court, at the time that incident took place, he was chairing the police council. They never heard him say anything or do anything about it. The matter had to go to court. People litigated it. They will say that you don't have the moral authority to be making some of these comments that the party is making.
Thank you so much, and good morning to our cherished viewers, and good morning to my co-panelists, and greetings from Dr. Alhaji Bawumia, the incoming president of the Republic of Ghana, inshallah, by 2028. Aka, when you look at the last 16 months, 11 people who are MPP were arrested within the period. Just 16 months, 11. And all the 11, there's no single case that is currently being pursued by the state in court except the Abronya case. So, and again, if you compare to what happened at time, yes, there were some arrests, there were some excesses and so on. But looking at what people said then, the offenses then, compared to what people do today, and they are arrested, you could tell that indeed this government is in to really silence us. Look at the first one. The first person to be arrested was Adenta Kumi. Adenta Kumi went on TV and said he has seen the Attorney General together with some judges at a restaurant. He petitioned the president that indeed the president should investigate those judges. He was arrested after the arrest, the video came out and the police did not pursue the case again. There was a video. The thing that he said, there was a video that came out.
Who saw it?
He saw it. It was public. So the police did not pursue the case beyond the day that they arrested him. Abronye does not have any history of being convicted for any of these offenses. So when you say he's notorious, it's only your worst.
I mean, the notoriety is in.
Stop twisting the facts. Who talked about conviction?
Amala, please hold on.
Didn't I say the way he talks?
Well, I mean, the notoriety is with regards to the comments that he makes.
And it is coming from someone like Amaliba who benefited from what Kelvin Taylor did in this country. Kelvin Taylor scandalized the court. He was even sentenced in absentia. He was put on stop list. He came to Kotoka International Airport, passed through VVIP, went to sleep allegedly in the house of the vice president. Went to court the following day.
That's
why I said allegedly.
I mean, that doesn't mean that
he was not stopped at airport because the ruling was in effect at the time he got here.
I mean, just to be clear on the facts, there was a warrant that was issued for his arrest.
Yes,
and so it was not a conviction.
Okay, so a warrant for his arrest. Yes, he came to this country, passed through VVIP, launched, get to the court the following day, and it was overturned. This is someone who has insulted everyone in this country, everyone, because of the NDC.
But the man is your
man. And you're comparing him to Abronye. What has Abronye done?
The man is your party member. So you are breeding people like that, and you are now turning around
he be to say that me when I was quiet when he was speaking.
Please
but the man is lying.
Please hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
You understand? Yes. So you see, when you check the number of people who have been arrested now, and the kind of onerous bail conditions that were given compared to the past, there are people who were arrested within a day they were given a bail. Look at Fanti Comedy. They spent 5 days in police custody, not anywhere. In police custody for 5 days. On the show, when the lady in London made those unsavory comments, he apologized, and the video is there. But he was arrested. He spent 5 days. Sir Obama posted pictures. He was arrested. They went to his house and ransacked the house and arrested him. Today, the police is not even interested in the case anymore. Look at what the gentleman posted. Some toys. The Aguna West organizer. He said Lumso was back. Just that, with a picture of president. If we go back to check the pictures and the videos that were posted by Yaira Koku, who is now CEO for NIA, Jifagunu, CEO for Accra Data Center and so on, they posted more pictures depicting president as LGBTQ agent, depicting Dr. Bawumia as someone who eats pork and so on. But they were not arrested. They were never arrested for posting anything on Facebook. The only person I remember at the time who was arrested for posting on Facebook was Vomao. And even today, if I read that, I will be arrested. Because he was calling for a coup d'etat. Even today, if I write that, I will be arrested. And there are consequences to that. So you see, what Dr. Bawumia is essentially saying is that, looking at the number of people who have been arrested, about 11 people. And interestingly, they are sent to 2 courts, just 2 courts. When Bama Amandu was picked up from Sunyani, he was sent to Adenta Court. Achemkwa of Wuntumi TV, when he was arrested, he was also sent to Court 9. Why is it that all the time you have only 2 courts? That if they arrest our people, they send them there. Achemkwa was really sent to that court and was remanded for 2 weeks. Almost all our guys who were arrested and it ended up in court. It is only Adenta Court and that and Court 9. Why is that so? So Abronye said something against the judge. Interestingly, when you read the charge sheet, it is the police that arrested him and the police is the complainant.
Yes, but I mean, the way you say he said something. He said, you are not a judge, but rather a politician who have covered your hair with a sack and claim you are a judge. Is this a comment that you deem appropriate?
I will not say I will not say this. But you see, why will the police go and arrest him and become the complainant in that case when the judge is keeping quiet, waiting for him to appear before him? If indeed he is to appear before that judge, why will the police go hastily to arrest him and put him to... Now, the judge is saying that he should go for remand until the determination of the case. This is what we're told. Initially, we had 2 weeks. Now he says he should go to... So the judge has already taken a side. He has already sent him to remand. So looking at all the things that had happened in the last 16 months, that is a cause to worry to everyone, every well-meaning Ghanaian, that indeed there is a calculated attempt to silence opposing views. The Abronye, what he said, is not even criminal. But they have used some clauses just to send him to court. Today, they did the same with almost all those who they had arrested. And nothing had happened. Look at the bail conditions that they give to our people. Just for free speech. Bail conditions. You arrest the person. We're thinking that if I say anything defamatory against you, you don't arrest me with the police. You only have to go for a civil case and sue me for damages. And this had happened over time. But look at what is happening to us. And there are some judges, because you see, everything points to the fact that we can only speculate when we see what happens within this country. Look, the president in 2023 met NDC lawyers, which Amaliba was part of them, and told them that he will populate, they should prepare to be appointed as judges in this country. Today, the president has appointed close to 100 judges. And the judge who had sent our people, 2 of our people to remand, including Abronye and Achimkwa and Fanti Komedi, went on retirement and has been recalled, and he's now a high court judge. Yes, in this country.
You did that in your time.
Who?
What is who?
Who? Mention anyone. You can mention anyone. I'm saying that judge who did all this, remanded our people, that judge who sat to say that we are not equal before the law, who used Idi Amin to make his ruling, has been recalled by President Mahama and has been is now serving at the High Court. How can that judge ensure that if I go there, I get a free trial?
Yeah,
that judge.
Yeah, but I mean, the Abronye has not appeared before that judge again. You get a point.
The judge went on retirement.
Yeah, yes, but I'm saying that.
But he has been recalled and he's now at the High Court. Yeah, and I'm saying that there is, from all indications, I can safely say that if I'm an MPP, I will be afraid to even go to his court. Because in that court, this is what he said. Look at the Baba Mando case. At the same Adenta court, the prosecution were not for remand. But the judge says he will use his discretion to remand Baba Mando.
I mean, which is the discretion of the judge. I mean, the judge has the discretion to do that.
So it means the judge has taken sides. As a layman, that's what I see. Because you see, you are a lawyer, you might think that, but I'm saying that when the case is presented before a court, the judge is supposed to be impartial. He will listen to you and listen to the other arguments. Now, the person who presented the case is not for remand.
Yeah, I mean, but that does not take away the power of the judge to look at the facts, the law, and say that I am exercising the discretion, and I think that it should be remanded.
Yes, it happens.
Well, but in this case, what did he do? He posted a picture. He only posted a picture.
You mean the offense?
Baba Amondo, yeah, that's the offense. He only posted a picture depicting the president. He even caricatured the president. So, Akosua, you have people who do these things over here, where you have them pulling people and so on. What he did was not even an offense. Today, the police is not even pursuing the case again.
Okay.
So we are calling on you, the media, and civil society to speak up, because they are doing this to MPP people. 11 people in 16 months. How many did we do? We did a lot of them. Justify the one that went to court yesterday. The one that went to court yesterday. I'm sure
if you ask how many, one single protest, you crossed 11.
Which single protest?
the protest, the Occupy Jolobi protest.
So the Occupy Jolobi, the police acted lawfully. The only thing that happened was an excess because they went to court and secured an injunction that don't do unlawful assembly. There was an unlawful
These people have been
assembly.
remanded lawfully as well.
Which ones?
The person you are complaining about, Abronya, he was remanded by a court.
Yes, he was remanded by a court,
so
but
how
the
you complaining
circumstances.
about it?
The circumstances.
Yes, so
the circumstances of his arrest is what we're
discussing.
discussing.
He's been arrested, he's been charged, he's been remanded.
Why should you think
I'm saying that
what happened
the arrest that day was an unlawful assembly. They were arrested because of unlawful assembly.
Yeah, but I'm saying that in the same vein, charges have been leveled against Abronya. He's gone to court and he's been remanded.
He has lawyers.
The facts are the same in terms of the substantive bottlenecks. In the situations that you refer to, in the same manner, the one you are justifying, the people were arrested.
I'm not justifying, but I'm only
you are saying
pointing to
that there
the
was
fact.
an unlawful assembly.
Yeah, but you know about this because you are a reporter and you're a journalist and you know that the police went to court and secured an injunction, but they defied that order. Someone went and stood there. Even when you read the ruling yesterday, they never said that the police acted unlawfully over there. The police manhandled them, and that was the reason they got the
I'm only drawing attention that in the same vein, they were also remanded lawfully by a court. I mean, that's just all I'm drawing attention to. But conclude.
If it wasn't like the MPP,
what I'm saying is that
what I'm saying is that
we cannot be cowed to submission. After the flag bearers message, our General Secretary Lawyer Justin Kudia Frimpong has also issued a statement, and we will petition the diplomatic community. After that, we will organize series of demonstrations to really depict what happens to us, for Ghanaians to know that indeed this is what is happening, has been happening to us in the last 16 months under this government.
I mean, this free speech under threat. Let me just ask you simple, direct.
Yeah. I mean, Ghanaians know that MPP has become a nuisance to our democracy. Ghanaians know that. So if you can do 1,000 demonstrations. They know you've become a nuisance to our democracy. Now, listen, it looks as if you belong to MPP, you are a special human being, and you are a better human being than other Ghanaians. You are complaining that in 16 months, 11 of your people, your supporters, are being harassed by the police. I'm glad you cited that example. One day, look, these 11, look at what they did. Whether he would want to repeat what they did before his children. Ghanaians who demonstrated against Galamsey. We all knew Galamsey is a major problem in this country. Ghanaians who demonstrated against Galamsey, over 50 of them were arrested within a day, detained, some were remanded into custody. Who was the chairman of the police council at that time? Was it not Dr. Bawumia? So where from this hypocrisy? Stinking hypocrisy. Where from this? So those 50 Ghanaians were not human beings who were demonstrating against Galamsey, something that is killing us. You didn't speak. 11 of your people who were spewing nonsense. Excuse my French this morning. You've issued a statement that when the 11 were touched, you saw it as a problem. But when people who were demonstrating, are they telling us that right to free speech is better or important than right to demonstration? Is that what they're saying? So when you are demonstrating, you become an animal. You can be treated anyhow. But when you are speaking nonsense, you should be protected. What kind of society is this? What kind of democracy are you building? What kind of examples are we showing to our children? You see, my fear is that my children will have access to social media and be watching people like the likes of Abronye, insulting Archbishop Duncan Williams, using certain words against him. And nobody will complain.
Look, so let me just clear this.
No. Just
look, even in their own party. No, please. It's not a time. It's not a time.
I'll give you a minute.
It's not a time.
I'll give you a minute.
Even in their own parties. When Abronye said, even elephant or Sono is more sensible than Kennedy Japan. You do hear Dr. Bahame condemn it. If Abroye says it today and he repeats it tomorrow and tomorrow next, it means somebody is embodying him. Did Dr. Bawumia complain or call, even disassociate himself from that comment? That Osono crying in Nyansa Chen, Japan. And we think because of democracy, we should allow these things to happen in our country. Because of democracy. And when police has taken the right decision within the confines of the law, you say the police is what? Intimidating who? So we should allow people to go and do things anyhow in this country, and the police will be sitting aloof. Then why do you have the police service? So please, that hypocrisy of the vice president should be called out. And when he was the chairman of the police council, what kind of reform did they bring to the police? What kind of reform did he initiate to the point that he is complaining that the police is intimidating people? For 8 years, he chaired the council. If today, after 16 months, after leaving office, you think the police is not doing well, who should we blame? Is it the police or the chairman who served eight years as a chairman of the police council? So what kind of hypocrisy is this? We should be serious in this country. I will support anything that will sanitize our democracy. If we have to apply the law to sanitize our democracy, let's do it. We have to protect this democracy at all costs. And so if people are relying on democracy to misbehave or hiding under democracy to misbehave, let the law deal with them. That's how we build a society. Because we can't allow them to misbehave or behave anyhow in the name of democracy, when democracy itself allows the police to also come in when people misbehave. So what has the police done wrong in this manner? Whatever they've done is within the confines of the law. If you think your rights are being trampled upon, the courts are there. And so maybe the party should have issued a statement, not Dr. Bawumia. Maybe the party, if they had been smart, I think the party should have, not Dr. Bawumia. Like as chairman of the police council, 50 people. I had a friend, Kilian Kofi Komashi. He told me, he says his prison number was 16 or so. The prison room number was 16. Young man who had gone to church that Sunday. He was just passing after church. He was just going. He was arrested. He was in white, if you remember.
Yes,
white,
I remember that video. Yes.
Yeah, they didn't call me.
Yeah.
Yes. Killian, you did this to people and you didn't complain. You didn't say anything wrong with that. Even people who were demonstrating against Galamsey, because you were sponsoring Galamsey, because the Jubilee House itself has become the hub of Galamsey, you went after those people.
Today there's no Galamsey.
And you think we should keep quiet over this and the Yanka come back on come in say Dr. Bawumia yesterday. What's the young then?
Let me come to Mr. Jantua. I don't want to give you your minute now, because if I give you and he says something and you want to react, I may not be able to give you another minute. So let me just finish and come back. Yeah, Senior, free speech and attack.
Good morning.
Good morning.
After all that has been said around the table, what do you want me to say? Is it because the criminal libel and seditious libel laws have been repealed, so people think they can't defame? Is that what it is? Because Abroye's comments are defamatory. How can you sit on a platform, radio platform, now radio, you see it everywhere, TikTok and all that, and say the judge in the court, Adenta court, is a political judge? How does he define political judge? How does he define it? Doesn't everybody vote in this country? And when people vote in this country, don't they vote for who they want to vote for? And voting, isn't it politics? So what are we talking about? You see, the challenge I have with former Vice President Bawumia's statement is the fact that he has been a vice president before. And if for nothing at all, he should condemn these types of comments. First, condemn it. Because he's a statesman. Huh? Or should I use supposed to be a statesman? And he should condemn it first. That such statements should stop. No matter which party says it, it should stop. Before delving into whether what they've done is right or wrong, his arrest is right or wrong. Didn't it happen? This was Republic. Hasn't it happened with both parties? It's happened. So what is he talking about? Just because you want to win an election. Just because you want to win an election. And they've started. When my brother came, what did he say? Inshallah, Vice President is going to be the next president of Ghana. Didn't they say that in the 2026 election? They should stick to reality. Look, don't take Ghanaians for granted, though. Don't take Ghanaians for granted. You think they are not watching? You think they are not hearing? And take a straw poll. Go out and take a straw poll. And that straw poll should ask the question, what Dr. Baumia said yesterday, what do you think? You hear what Ghanaians will say to you. Look, the MPP should build confidence. I keep saying this. They still don't have the confidence of the people. They should start building confidence if they want to see an iota of power in 2028. Unfortunately, when you get a general secretary states that what you did to us, when we come, we'll do it to you. Is the country yours? Is the country yours? You are just a general secretary. Instead of saying things that would help build the nation, you are saying things that would help bring the nation down. So you come into power. Because they did it to you, you're also going to do it to them. Are we going or are we coming? Are we being a good example for the young ones who will take over? I don't know why people who have gained a certain level, and if I can use the word, trust, being political figures and high political figures, just bring themselves down just because they want to win an election. It's happened before. Even if Vice President Baumia, in his statement, said, yes, we can see that during our time, some of these things happened. But it has to stop because it doesn't help our democracy. It is something that isn't right. It should stop. Don't you think people applaud him? Who is applauding him from the statement he made? And unfortunately, it's a subjective statement because it's got to do with his people. What about others? What about other people? Abronya will go and face the judge, and I hope the judge will not use his comments to now throw a verdict that might look ultra-virus. He should go according to the script. He should go according to the law. And if he has done wrong, yes, knock him out. If he hasn't, let him go. But you see, you, the media too, you are part and parcel of the problem. You're part and parcel of the problem. I don't know it's because you want stakes. You want, people to say, hey, South Station India, come up. A politician comes to sit on your platform and uses certain derogatory words, and you just sit and watch him. You just sit and watch him. You should be able to challenge him to withdraw such a statement.
I mean, these days, the politicians, they have their own shows. I mean, Abronye has his own show that he does on TikTok and on Facebook. These days, they fire everywhere. But here, we'll try our best. We always try to keep them in check. But I agree with the general sentiment.
If he has his own show, which institution watches over you people?
The National Media Commission.
They have a responsibility. The fact that you have your own show doesn't mean you can come and sit on your platform and spew lies. National Media Commission should take any TV station on, any radio station on, that tend to allow politicians to come and talk in a way that they shouldn't talk. Look, we always like to compare ourselves to other countries, don't we? We always like to do that. I will not use America because America is a different kettle of fish. When you go to the UK, how many times do you hear a politician insulting the Prime Minister? How many times? They talk facts. They don't even talk opinion. They talk facts. And if there's a law to support that fact, they use the law to support it. In President and Vice President Bawumia's address, did he even cite any law that is against these things? Did he cite? No. In the end, what did he say? Inshallah, we will win 2028. Is that the reason why he said what he said? Come on. I expect my revered leaders, if I can use that word, revered leaders, to do the right thing and leave the nonsense for those who feel that they can spew anything and let the law deal with them. I really didn't expect Vice President Bawumia to go the way he went. I expected him to bring the country together and build a nation, because he wants to do what? He wants to become a president. And the president doesn't only rule MPP, it rules everybody. So his commentary should be such that it builds the nation. Okay. Thank you.
Some issues you wanted to respond, go ahead.
Okay. So one is that when Abronye made that comment against Duncan Williams, the party issued a statement to condemn and distance ourselves from it. It was done by the General Secretary. So it is not true that the party did not say anything when he made those comments against Duncan Williams.
I didn't say the party. I said Dr. Bawumia. I didn't say the party.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, again, those who were arrested on that day, they were, as I said earlier, they had assembled illegally. They wanted to organize a demonstration. The police went to court to prevent them from doing that. They went and gathered over there. The police went and did a swoop. If the police come here for a swoop, they can arrest anyone here. Anyone at all. If there is a crime happening somewhere and they are doing an arrest, they can arrest anyone present over there. And that was what they did that day. They arrested a lot of them. And those who were really not connected were left. They did not really prosecute them. They only discharged them.
No, but, earlier on you made an interesting point about...
And the court ruling says that what the police did is wrong. You are sitting on TV counteracting what the police said.
Which of the ruling? In the ruling, where did he say that the police did wrong? The police only manhandled them. That was the reason the police... They never said that the police...
Manhandling is only.
I'll give you a minute as well.
Can the police come and slap this boy twice here and we see whether it is only? What do you mean by only? Only manhandle.
That is the reason we are paying for that.
I'll give you a minute as well. Yes, go ahead.
Can the police come and slap this guy here and we see
I'm saying that they wanted to organize demonstrations. So it is not true that they were demonstrating. It is not true that they were demonstrating. They wanted to organize the demonstration. They went and stood there waiting for their people. The police went there to disperse them and they arrested them for unlawful assembly. And they arrested a lot of people. In the course of the arrest, they manhandled 3 people. And the 3 people went to court.
Why didn't you add only again?
You get it? So that is it. The second one is, Ofajantua says, what Abronye said was defamatory. 2026, you, a lawyer, think that someone who say, if I say anything defamatory, I can be arrested like a criminal with Black Maria. If I said something defamatory, which law says that if I say something defamatory right now, I can be arrested like a criminal? If I say something defamatory, you can sue me.
No, you don't understand.
It is civil, not criminal case. Defamation is not a criminal offense.
So people who take civil cases to court, they can be arrested.
Let's listen to our patient. Please go ahead.
Why must Dr. Bawumia condemn David Sando for posting Nobuso must stop? Why must he condemn David Sando, who was kidnapped in Aguna Suedro at night by BNI operatives? In the morning, we went to police headquarters. They said they couldn't find him. We went to BNI. They said the same thing. Until we started making a lot of noise, then they came and said that he was at BNI headquarters. He posted a picture of the president and wrote, "Do so must stop." Why must Dr. Bawumia condemn him? I am surprised. I will be happy that if you can read Dr. Bawumia's statement for everyone to see. The condemnation from them is as a result of hatred for the man and not really what he wrote. Because you see, look at the 6 paragraphs that Dr. Bawumia issued. Where did Bawumia go wrong? In the first paragraph, he talked about the assault of MPP people, the harassment the MP people had been going through in the last 1 year, 6 months. Then he talked about the attacks and arrest, detention, and unconscionable bail conditions, which we have seen in this country in the last 16 months. Then in the third paragraph, he talked about David Esando, who posted Dumso has returned, who was arrested and was sent to BNI. And the fourth paragraph, he said those doing that, and with the backing of some police officers and some state actors, like the judges we're talking about. Okay. We can still criticize the judges because we don't know why, if MPP people are arrested, they are sent to the 2 courts. And the last paragraph, he called on us to come together and make sure that at least we also fight this together. So where did Bawumia say something wrong in this statement?
All right, sure.
The time that he was police council chair, he gave the police the leeway to operate. And again, the number of innovations and the kind of things Dr. Bawumia has brought as police council chair is unprecedented in this country.
All right, sure. All right, sure.
The housing that police are enjoying today. In the last 50 years, there is no government that has invested in housing in the police than the NPP.
Hold on. Yes, Avi.
The most dangerous people in society are not those who know, and they are not also those who don't know. Those who don't know, they don't know, they are down. It's those in the middle who don't want to agree that they belong to those who don't know. They feel they know, and they are not there. You can't sit here and say that what Abronya did, it is defamatory, and for that matter, it's civil. The same act can also
quote in a way that says that defamation should be.
Hold on. You didn't like interruption. Let him.
The same act can ground both civil and criminal. And you see how he's lying and making it look like what he says is the gospel truth. What kind of behavior is that? Confidence trick test. Confidence trick test. A confidence trickster. What is this? The same action can ground civil and criminal. Yeah. You don't know this. And yet you sit here and talk to the whole nation. What's that?
Tell me how criminal that is. That's all.
Hasn't
You're a lawyer. Tell us how criminal that was.
What laws have... He read laws.
I read the laws.
He wrote the
charge sheet doesn't make it law.
No,
this is a charge sheet.
I'm coming. I don't want us to be shifting the goal.
What is this guy doing at all?
No, the point is...
And we even have a problem with the police being complainant in this case.
Okay, so who tells you the police cannot be a complainant?
You've raised completely...
Who tells you the police cannot be a complainant?
AB, round up for me. Round up for me.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Look, the point is this. Sami Jemfi, who was arrested for posting things during the Akufo-Addo,
he was released within 2 hours.
2
hours. Because we didn't sanction that. No, the government didn't sanction that. It was a deputy communication officer who went and caused his arrest. He was released within 2 hours.
Hold on. You are disrupting the show. I need you to calm down. I gave you the time.
They disrupted me throughout.
And you realized I was stopping them as well. So let's just try and just manage it.
I will not come back, but let me straighten the fact that indeed Sami Jemfi was arrested at UTV. Before he got there, he was released.
Yes.
Sami Jemfi was arrested in that manner. Will today hear what Bawumia is saying and laugh at him? My own former chairman, Ofosu Ampofo, who was also arrested. And then I was director of legal and I know all these matters.
Leaked audio.
You are, can you imagine?
Can you imagine? People understand that he didn't say anything against anyone. He sat in the NDC headquarters. He sat at the NDC headquarters. And
what is your problem?
If you don't take care, you can get heart attack.
You
take your time.
You are NDC appendage and they don't even respect.
So
your mantra,
the man, the guy who was shot at what's the name of Banda place, Ibrahim Banda's constituency, the local government minister. would today be in his grave and be rolling? You see, the problem with the MPP is that the way they did their things is acceptable. So, Sami Jemfi was arrested, it's acceptable. He was released 2 days, it's acceptable.
Not 2 days, 2 hours.
2 hours is acceptable. But
the government didn't
no, don't do that. Don't do that. Yes.
The government didn't sanction
what is your problem?
Don't do that. Yes.
But if today Abronya is arrested,
remanded
twice, it shouldn't be seen as equal, because for them it is 2 days, and for Abronya it is 1 week. Arrest is arrest.
It's not 2 days.
Arrest is arrest. You get my point. Was it a wrongdoing? Yes. Somebody did wrong. He was arrested. It is at the discretion of authorities to say that, oh, 2 hours, you can go. Oh, no. We need to do more investigation. You have no right.
We didn't pursue that case.
You have no right to determine how state institutions to do their work.
Okay.
And you have no also right to determine where the prosecution should send their cases to.
Okay.
Why? In this country, were we not here when there was only one particular judge, what's the name? What's the name? Is that not her name? Huh? She was doing her work. You remember that name? Efia Sewa. What is that? Why, okay, under you, why was everybody going to Efia Sewa? But you see, they feel more important than everybody. They think the rest of us are squatters, and they are the owners of this country. When you were sending everything to Efia Sewa, Bochwe, was it wrong? It wasn't wrong. And she did her work. So how come that now there's a particular case that has gone to a judge, another case has gone there, hey, it's a problem. Here in this country, we had unanimous 7. Unanimous 7. We knew there was something like that in this country. But nobody was accusing them of wrongdoing, as you are saying.
Unanimous?
Wasn't there unanimous?
Okay.
It's not,
okay. It's okay.
Unanimous FC that the president called judges in this country.
In this country, we have seen worse things. We have seen worse things in this country.
Okay.
Look, lastly, I am not surprised Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will not caution his people. I'm not surprised. Because in the history of this country and in our politics, it has never happened. Yeah, we could understand political parties, apparatchiks, and supporters who were attacking each other. But we've never seen, until Bawumia came to the scene, for a presidential candidate call his fellow presidential candidate and insult the person.
Dr. Bawumia
After that, the wife followed.
No. You have to calm down. I'm trying to understand what.
After that, the wife followed.
I mean, he insulted which candidate insulted which candidate?
Was it not Bawumia who insulted John Mahama? Incompetent John Mahama.
Is that an insult?
It's an insult.
Is that an insult?
Yes,
okay,
it is an insult.
Okay.
Then from there you moved to your wife. Attacked John Mahama. You remember that?
Yes. Okay.
Did he caution the wife?
All right, sure. Maybe so.
Did he caution the wife? Did Mahmoud Bawumia caution the wife?
Okay, your time is up.
And you sit here and you are talking gibberish. Well, you look, I think that we have come full cycle, and the two political parties would have to meet and say that enough is enough. But if, what's his name, the General Secretary, is saying that when they come, they will do more, then let's continue.
When you also come, you also do more.
Let's continue.
Okay. Mr. Gantua and Ebo, I don't think you need a minute.
I just need a minute.
Yeah, you need a minute. Okay, sure. Go ahead.
You see, you know my history. I started as an MPP person, 1992. 1992, I started. And what I'm seeing, this is not the MPP that I joined in 1992.
But you left, so there's nothing
wrong. And if I told you the last time, if this MPP were the kind of MPP that was there in 1992, there was no way I would have joined. You see, in today's MPP, if you want to catch the eye of the Alaji, you either insult people so that you get arrested, or you have to build castles in the air. Oh, 2028, Dr. Bawumia is going to win. You have to say things that don't make sense so that you can catch the eye of the vice president or their candidate. That is the problem now. And I'm saying that, Ghana police, please, do what you are supposed to do within the confines of the law. If anyone goes against the law, deal with the person. That is all. That is the only way we can sanitize our democracy. Freedom of speech does not mean freedom of nonsense. It means say what is right.
Okay.
Not what is wrong.
All right.
It's as simple as that.
Sina, you want a minute as well?
Did they not call President Mahama incompetent? Did they not? Incompetent Mahama.
Yes.
True or false?
That's true.
They're true. Okay, so let me give you the definition of incompetence. You say it's not insult. Calling someone incompetent means they lack the ability to do their job properly.
Yes.
It's negative, and most people take it as an insult because it attacks their reputation. And you tell me it's not an insult. What are you talking about? Akable. Oh, I want to keep quiet.
Not qualified. Not suited for a purpose.
I'm on the floor.
You, Dr. Bawumia, who destroyed Ghana's economy. You are qualified. Oh yes, as head of economic management team.
So the head of the
he was in charge of the economy. He was in charge of the economy. Osafimafo told us that whatever that was happening to the economy was because of Dr. Bawumia.
Hold on. Yes.
You're so ignorant that you don't know that.
You don't have the chance.
You have to calm down.
What does it mean by so ignorant?
But the Ghanaian
I'm coming. Hold on.
If not ignorance, why would someone say that Dr. Bawumia has destroyed the economy of this country? Is it not ignorance?
No, he did it. He was the one in charge.
Okay, I'm just being told that your microphones are actually off. Except that of senior. So,
yes. You are hosting this show. If you say something, and I tell you, Akable, you are very incompetent. How will you feel? How will you take it? After the show, would you talk to me? Would you take it as if I've insulted you? You take it as an insult. It is an insult. Right. Now, just to end, when in this country, starting from Kwame Nkrumah's time to where we are today, have we not been able to pay our debts? When was the last time we weren't able to pay our debts? Wasn't it in their time?
No, in 2000.
Wasn't it in their time?
We went to HIPIC. We were highly.
It's not HIPIC.
You are.
He is asking for a fact, and I'm
you don't have to give the facts. You would have your time.
In the year 2000,
no, I'm saying that. No, I need to listen to you. I need to listen to you.
Highly indebted poor country.
Have your time.
Highly indebted poor country. Highly indebted poor country didn't mean we weren't paying some debts.
We weren't.
We weren't paying some. We weren't paying some debts. But they have. But they have. Wait. But they have the temerity in campaigning to call people incompetent. They are not incompetent.
Right. So I've also Googled.
Okay, so you give me opportunity to also
look at it. Now look at it.
No, I'm saying that
what the MPP did to Abronye's statement was just to disassociate themselves. They didn't condemn it.
Okay.
And it's here.
Okay, it's fine. I mean,
that
is all.
You said we didn't do anything.
That is all. Time would allow us for this first issue. We are going to switch into the second issue now, and because of the relation and how things are going, we'll deal with the High Court decision quickly. Just brief comments, then we'll conclude on the constitutional review if time permits as well. And like we did indicate yesterday, there's a High Court judgment. The Ghana Police Service have been slapped with 150,000 cedis damages. They are also to bear an additional cost of 30,000 cedis to cover the legal fees incurred by the three individuals who sued them. And these three individuals are Bridget Otu, Vanessa Edotom Boateng, and George Anyan, those three. And the key conclusions that the court came to, the court said that officers of the Ghana Police Service violated the fundamental human rights of journalists and activists they were duty-bound to protect. Justice Bureau described the conduct of the police as unconstitutional, citing physical assaults and unlawful interference. The judge particularized it a bit in terms of each of the individuals. So Bridget Otu, who is currently a presidential staffer, was assaulted, her blouse ripped apart by the officers. Vanessa Boating unlawfully detained. Her phone was seized to block the recording of the brutality that was taking place. George was beaten with slaps, punches, metallic belt and baton while he was streaming the event that was taking place at the regional police station, the regional police headquarters. That's what took place there. So that is the decision that has come out from there. Very brief comments. AB, let me start with you first.
My only problem with this ruling is that it took long before it was made, and I think that's why sometimes I ask the judges, when a matter is of a national interest, they should deliver their judgment quickly. This was actually a judgment that was supposed to be against the MPP government when they were in power and how they superintended the abuse of these people. Now, you use 2 years. This is a straightforward matter. You use 2 years and see the people are no more in office and they are rather sitting outside and making noise. So when matters of national interest like this come, I employ the judiciary to deal with it expeditiously. But the judgment was in order because police brutality all over the world, even in dictatorial regimes, are not something pleasant at all. And so if you are a policeman or you belong to a police institution, there's a need for you to understand that in a democracy, you don't abuse people's rights. I saw what happened to the lady, Bridget. We all saw it. She had just gone there, and at the gates, all of a sudden, she was being attacked. There was this gentleman to who said he was coming from the church. I received a call from somebody who wanted me to come to the police headquarters, but I wasn't too well, so I couldn't make it. Lawyers were even beaten. I remember when lawyers went there to try to even secure bail for some people, they were beaten. So police excesses and police brutalities are not things that any democracy would allow. And so the ruling from the court, for me, was a vindication of the rights of those citizens. Those citizens were not supposed to be treated that way, and they were treated. But I think this has come a little too late, because those who were superintending those uncouth behavior, most of them are no more in office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Senior.
I will ask, now that this verdict has come out, the government empowered them, will they agree with this verdict? Because the police are there to protect civilians. And the police should know, when you don a police uniform, you are an embodiment of the law, and you should restrain yourself at any given time. In places like Europe, America, and those places, when someone is being unruly, most times they have a stinger. Is that what it's called? Yeah. They sting you and you get demobilized, and they can handcuff you. But here we use brutality. Didn't we see? I've forgotten which. It was during the election time. The policeman who slapped somebody. If you can remind me of that.
Yeah, I think it's a GH1. It was one of the by-elections.
Yes, by-elections. Yes. came, just slapped someone. You don't slap someone because you are donning a police uniform. You don't have the right whatsoever. You rather should try as much as possible to restrain. So I hope this is a lesson. And I hope now that this case has gone against the Attorney General and the police will take action against those policemen who caused that assault on the journalist. Look, journalists and police should be able to work together. Journalists need information to do what? To tell the people what is going on. But if journalists go and are seeking for information and the police brutalize them, then those police people should be held for assault, if for nothing at all. Unfortunately, in Ghana, we don't have grievous bodily harm in our laws. But they should be charged for grievous bodily harm. So I am for the verdict. It has come out clear that the police used brutality. And everybody has the chance to what? To demonstrate. And it's ironic when you look at the verdict, when you look at what Vice President Bawumia said, it's ironic because his party was in power when this happened. Thank you.
Okay. And I just got a message, and they are saying that what you were saying, they said is correct. Richmond Roxon was also mistreated while at the police headquarters. He had come to assist the victims as a lawyer. He was also detained as well.
We don't come here.
Inusa Fuseni as well. Then yes, so that's the information.
By your own colleague, Captain Smart, how many times was he now arrested?
In connection with what?
So many
but what is in connection with what? Must it be in connection with what?
Maybe not in connection with what I say.
Yes.
I think this this compensation, even though the amount is nothing to write home about, I think it is important victory for civil liberties and rule of law, if you like. At least we know that it is within our rights to demonstrate peacefully. And so when we are demonstrating, the police would only have to protect us. They don't have to brutalize us. And what happened was quite unfortunate. And that is why initially I said those who supervised that, the one who was in charge of the police council, did not say anything wrong with that, did not issue any statement in relation to that. But today he's speaking because 11 of his people, according to Awal, have been arrested. So I think police accountability is essential. The police would have to be made to know that, yes, in the course of discharging your duties, if you go against the law, you'll be held accountable and responsible. And I think if you're able to do that, enforce the law properly against the police when they also go wrong, much as they also enforce the law against us when it go wrong, I think it will be good for all of us. So yes, the amount, I don't think the amount is that important, but the symbolism of it, the fact that this is a victory to civil rights, that yes, as a people, we have the right to demonstrate peacefully.
Okay, and just the message I was reading earlier, just for clarity, it was Richmond Roxon who had gone there to assist as a lawyer who was arrested. The other person, Inusa Fuseni, was actually there, and he was there as a lawyer, and he helped one other person to get released. So we understand that both of them actually testified in support of this particular case. And the three individuals were represented by Samson Ladi Anyanini, legal practitioner. He handled this particular case as well. I'll give you the final word.
Yes, I think police brutality anywhere in the world is not accepted, even in Ghana. And again, this ruling has come at a point where we really think that indeed it has come at the right time, even though maybe you had expected that this ruling will come earlier than now because it has taken 3 years. The police went there and made some arrests, lawful arrests. After that, they manhandled journalists, and they are not supposed to do that. And I think in recent time, this is the first time journalist is suing the
I mean, it's happened in times past.
Yes, I'm saying that in recent times. Yes, you see that this is the first time, and this ruling is remarkable. And I think it will serve as a caution to the police that indeed, if you're doing your lawful duty, you have to handle those involved with some professionalism and care so that at least you'll not be able to really incur this debt for the country. My only issue with the ruling has to do with the fact that the judge is saying that they should publish an unqualified apology on Daily Graphic. I think this is too really harsh. I was thinking the ruling is enough to really assuage the feeling of those who were involved. And again, if you're a police officer, you understand that indeed if you do this, something of this nature will happen. And again, I agree with all those who said that, well, the police officers who were in charge at that time must be really called to account for doing that. They must be punished for doing that and so on. But for Daily Graphic to publish, I see it as something that will really demoralize a lot of the police officers, that you can even do this and you'll be called to really apologize and so on.
And should we not get to the stage where when some of these things happen, the government that is basically responsible for protecting the citizens should be taking action? It shouldn't take the people wanting to mitigate the matter.
When I heard Jantua saying that the vice president at that time must condemn it, the case is in court. If he condemns it, it becomes prejudicial.
Yeah, but
it was just weeks after. They filed the case weeks after.
No, I know that.
So definitely the vice president cannot come and speak about it because it will be.
I'm not disagreeing with that. That's not even the question I was asking. The question I was asking was that to the extent that there were video recordings of the assault that took place.
And the person has gone to court.
Yes, I mean, but the person going to court.
You understand? So the person making a statement will be prejudicial.
I'm not asking about the statement.
Must he justify anything?
Anyways, that's fine. I mean,
and also, you see, the flip side is when a sitting member of parliament also slapped a police officer.
And what's the outcome of that?
And
what's the outcome of that? What's the outcome of that?
That's what I want you to know. What has come out of that particular?
The matter
in government. Who is in government?
Okay. So just before we go,
your party is an NDC.
In this country, when you speak for Ghana, they say
no. This is the first time you have an opposition party fighting opposition party. Has it ever happened? Has it ever happened that the opposition party attacking opposition party?
We should stop talking about the rot.
If not this disjointed Afrafanto, why will an opposition party attack opposition party?
Talking about the wrong
opposition party attacking opposition party. If not Afrafanto, you are just an appendage of the NDC. It is NDC annex.
You can say it. I'm coming over. I will show NDC and Afrafanto dress.
You will not get the opportunity to come here because by then they will not invite you. You are here by the close of the yes, if you understand, they will not invite you. They only invite you.
Mr. Nantua, no, wait, I'm coming. Mr. Nantua, why are we parked? We are not down. Hold on. We are not down. Hold on. So just before we go, just briefly on this constitutional review matter, we are told that the president chaired a cabinet meeting yesterday to discuss the constitutional reforms. A committee was set up. The committee has come out with a report. We understand that they may have to set up an implementation committee once again to follow through with this. And already some of the criticisms that are coming in are that we just keep going round and round and round and round. I mean, hopefully would this be the time that will indeed just do the constitutional review as we want to do once and for all? I mean, because of time, I can't run you through some of the attempts that have been done in the past, but we've just been going over and over in circles. I mean, let me start with you this time around.
Yes, so
very briefly for me.
We all agree as a country that indeed we need to review a certain portion of our constitution to really be in tune with time. So definitely, as you said, in the past, President Mills did an extensive work on it. We spent a lot on the 2010 the Constitutional Review Commission, and after that, the white paper came. After 6 months, it came and we're waiting for implementation when President Mills died. After he died, President Mahama shelved it, did not do it in the 4 years as president. So when we came in 2023, the Kasati commission or committee, chaired committee, was also charged to go back and pick the document that was worked by the 2010 commission so that she'll be able to give their recommendation. They brought the recommendation when we were leaving power. So President President Akufo-Addo had to keep it for this incoming government to take over.
Just in power for 8 years, because you referenced that Mahama was in power for 4 years.
Yes, I'm saying that we were in power for 8 years.
8 years, yes.
Within the 8 years, in 2023, we called this commission and they did their work and they submitted in December, whilst at the twilight of our administration. So we couldn't really issue a white paper. So this one, when it came out, we were hoping to see white paper so that at least we'll know which priority areas that the government wants to really amend. So when the priority, the white paper didn't come, when we heard that, well, they were not obliged to give out a white paper and so on. Now you are implementing the recommendations when we don't know the priority areas. So that's the reason our party's position is that, one is that we have to look at it holistically. So we have charged 2 people who are chairing a committee. That is Frank Davis from the party, then Anyuma Duentri from Parliament. They are to look at it so that they will inform National Council, for National Council to come out with our position on these 128-page report.
Okay. The Minister for Government Communications, Felix Kwachifosu, did indicate that they will not be issuing a white paper because it is a work of a committee. So what they will do is that there will be a position paper that explains which of them governments are accepting and which they are not. It says it to be based on the feasibility and practicability considerations. That's how he described it in an interview.
So we're thinking that if it had come out here, we'll sit down and see that these are the areas that this government is focusing on.
It's not out yet. We understand it to be out. Yes,
I think successful implementation of the recommendation of the committee, I believe, could be the president's greatest legacy, especially if it succeeds in, if you like, making certain changes, certain important changes to the Constitution in respect of socio-economic, political, and legal, challenges embedded in the Constitution. Whether you like it or not, you see, we need a very good Constitution to strengthen the credibility and the resilience, and if you like, the effectiveness of our democracy. Without a good Constitution, it will be difficult to sustain the democracy. And I believe that, you see, this Constitution, this amendment, or this whatever review or whatever, should be able to help us to use the Constitution to address certain problems we have in this country. For example, poverty is a very serious problem. Unemployment, very serious problem. And so I would want to see how the amendment to the Constitution will help us to, for example, bridge the gap between the rich and the poor in this country, to be able to also build a society where there will be equal opportunity in terms of job opportunities for our youth. So we are looking forward to to seeing what will be the outcome of it. But as I said, it will be the president's greatest legacy if we're able to successfully implement it.
All right, Senior.
For me, it's got to do with the situation where it is not skewed towards politics, but it is skewed towards building a strong nation. You talked about job creation and the like. I talk about those things that affect us inimically. What is that? Corruption, galamsey. And if I'm to add one more, housing. Look, this 1992 Constitution is how old now? 30 years and above, right? There are certain issues that have happened that when you read the Constitution contradicts and is not too clear. Let's iron out all those areas, because this is the highest law of the land. And most of all, I would want them, and I'm not sure whether AB has read the revised version, but the bit that has got to do with developing this country, that National Development Plan agenda, should be strewn throughout our Constitution, so that it's not as a matter of, we have come, we are not following it. This party has come, he's not following it. Perpetual succession should be perpetual succession, but done a way that helps develop our country. We need development. Ghana should have been miles away. When you look at some of the countries we started with and what some of the countries took from us and used to develop their country. So I think it's a good thing. When you read what the president says, they are going to look at all these areas critically and to end in explaining why they would take one clause and not take the other. It has to be clear so that nobody comes and plays politics with it.
Okay.
Clear
as daylight.
Especially dealing with the issue of the high cost of elections.
Especially when some of the entrenched provisions will come down to a vote. If you pick things that people don't like, they will just reject it.
Exactly.
Maybe I'll give it a final hit.
I think every constitution is a living organism, so it must regenerate itself. So by regenerating itself is what we are doing. And so I am in love with just two things. Extending the 4-year first term to 5-year first term. I'm in love with that because normally first year, you don't see the government, actually having its foothold. They are involved in appointments and all those things. So when you add 1 year, you can now have 4 years to govern. Then the first 1 year, you can use that to do.
So far as that additional 1 year is being used properly.
If you get a president that is not it's a problematic to them, we are tied for 5 years.
And so you must do your choices well. You must do your choices well. Then, like we were started with one the last. The other thing
that wasn't what I was referring to, by the way. But go ahead.
The other one too. The other one too is that you see, as trying to decouple members of parliament from the ministerial executive position.
Yes.
That one too, I'm out for it.
Yes.
Because you must choose your path, your career path.
General and Minister of Justice should be decoupled.
Yes, that one too. So, if you want to be a parliamentarian, then you stick to it, and then you grow with it, and then you can come out as a well-groomed parliamentarian. Then, if you want to be with the executive, you be with the executive. I think for
like 79,
and like what Nigeria has. So, I think there are some good, points about the review that I think would help move our democracy forward.
I see. That's all time would allow us this morning. My guests have been Awal Mohammed. Awal Mohammed is with a New Patriotic Party, Ebo Bakman with the United Party. United Party.
Repeat it to his hearing.
Kwame Jantua is with the Convention People's Party. Abraham Amaleba is with the National Democratic Congress. As always, a big issue is sponsored by the University of Gold Coast. And whether you are aiming for a specialist MBA in marketing, communication, operations, supply chain, human resource management, finance, entrepreneurship, innovation, or business intelligence analytics, or you want to advance through our dual MBA or Chartered Manager MBA, University of Gold Coast gives you the options that match your vision. And if your next step is an MSc in International Relations, Communication, International Marketing, International Law, Security Diplomacy, Accounting, Finance, or Human Resource Management, an LLM in International Law, Security Diplomacy, or an MA in Biblical Studies, Practical Theology, the pathway is open. You can apply today because at University of Gold Coast, we make it practical, flexible learning, flexible entry, and flexible payment. You can study around your work and life and choose a route that fits your background. You can also pay in convenient installments as well. Your dream deserves structure. Your future deserves strategy. Your purpose deserves training. You can apply now at www.ugc.edu.gh, or you can call or WhatsApp us on 026-388-8555. University of Gold Coast, building leaders for nations. The cash out is still taking place. It's not too late to participate. Pick your phone now, dial *439#, select option 8. If you are lucky, you're going to win 5,000 at a go. Then, if you are not too lucky, but still lucky small, you can get 2,000 or 3,000. So just participate multiple times and increase the chance of winning. We'll announce the first draw very shortly after the break. Mr. Jantoy, we'll be right back with more. Stay tuned in.
later this year.
Okay, and this one is the senior one.
It's like, I mean, the version of the AFCON. When you talk about the African Cup of Nations, this is the athletics version, and Ghana is hosting.
Okay. And yesterday I was listening to Jerome.
Yeah.
And, well, he says that journalists, especially sports journalists in this town, in the last few days have been battling inside them as to whether to highlight the challenges that we are going through or otherwise just be harsh on it. But you know, as journalists, we need to speak the truth.
It's very difficult balancing, but as journalists, as you say, we just need to go with the facts on the ground. Because if we don't report, we have our colleagues from Nigeria, Senegal, South Africa, they will report what they see on the ground. So we just have to do justice to the issues.
Hold on to the details that you have for me, because I promised my viewers this morning that 3 of them were going to walk away with a total of 10,000 Ghana cedis this morning. And we're starting with the very first winner, who is about to receive 2,000 Ghana cedis. So, crew in the back, Coco, if we can see what is happening on the dashboard, *439# if you're a Telecel or MTN subscriber. If you have chosen option 8, and if you have played a few times already, it's time to reward you. And to let the rest of us who are watching this morning also know that we are left with 7,000 Ghana cedis to give away. Wow. First winner, 0247 597. 3 numbers come after that. Congratulations to you. You've just won 2,000 Ghana cedis. Coco, please try and establish contact with this winner for me. But please be reminded that 2 more people have 7,000 to receive this morning. Second winner is going to receive 3,000 Ghana cedis, and the last one will receive 5,000 Ghana cedis. Get playing now. If you haven't played at all, then this is the moment for you to play. And you already know what to do. Play as many times as possible. 1 coupon is 10 Ghana cedis. Play 100 cedis, 200, 300, for even 1,000, because I'm about to give you 7,000 Ghana cedis that I have left. So please keep playing now. Right after sports, I'm sure I'll dish out the second one. Tala, let's get into the nitty-gritties. Which one are we taking
Let's start off
first?
with the good news first.
Okay.
The good news is that Ghana, so far, we've been able to pick up 3 medals at the ongoing championship at the University of Ghana Stadium. We wanted to see more before day 3, but at least there's something to smile about. So far, we've picked up 2 bronze and 1 silver. The 400 meter, we won bronze. That was Florence Ajman in the women's division. Then we also had Alex Amankwa in the 800 meters, also winning bronze. And Esther Obenewa also winning silver in the high jump. But the biggest that we are looking forward to would happen today, because yesterday we had Ghana's 4x100 meter relay team qualify for the finals, and they'll be racing today. We are hoping that they would also snatch gold in there, because we have some of the best athletes on the African continent when it comes to the 4x100. But so far, so good for Ghana. Last edition in Cameroon, we won 3 medals. So far, we've won 3 with, a few more to go. So we are hoping that we'll better the trophy, the medal total by the end of this competition on Sunday. We should at least be walking away with about 8 medals. So let's see what happens. So that is the positive for Ghanaians.
A lot of negatives that you cannot avoid to not talk about. Some athletes have been talking about food rationing, to the extent that I heard somebody say that he ate only half of an egg.
Yes, and the South African was also saying he was giving just one
piece of chicken.
1 drum of chicken. And so, but yesterday, Veronica Comey, who is the Deputy Director General of the NSA, addressed the press and said that the images that were circulating, or the picture that was painted about the food wasn't 100%. Even though she acknowledged that there were some challenges, it says that they've improved. So yesterday we had to send our man on the ground, Bill Ishen, to the Games Village, and he went to assess what these athletes are eating, and it looks like there's been massive improvement in there.
Aspect of the 2026 Senior African Athletics Championship is the feeding of athletes. Now, in the first few days of the competition, there has been surfacing of negative videos and pictures of the feeding of the athletes at the competition. And today, we have come to the Games Village. Behind me is that dome, the dining hall where the athletes gather to eat. And we are going to go inside and explore and find out exactly what these athletes are fed before they go onto the field, onto the tracks to compete.
I'm very much impressed by the improvements that have been made. So initially on our first days, it was difficult. Now I'm happy with the change and the improvement. I think the authorities have heard what we're crying about and they actually did something about it.
I'm sure you saw some of the comments on social media about, the feeding here. I mean, what do you make of it?
That comment is for their own. It's for their own. Me myself, the food is very delicious and very good. So that's what I can say.
This is just the very, very piquant. Yes, just this. I like it. This is very good. The breakfast, the bread and the chocolate, the coffee too.
It's actually pretty good. And so, this is part of the examples of what is given to athletes to fuel themselves and prepare for the tracks as they battle for laurels. Billy Shen for 3 Sports from the Games Village here at the University of Ghana.
I'm happy that it's been sorted out.
Of course, but we are not sending Bill to the Games Village. We sent you to go and do a report. You ended up eating a full plate of jollof.
What is all this?
I think we need to appeal to it.
What is all this? Michael, Bill is not going on assignment at the village anymore.
Of course.
But it hurts me that we actually had to be seen in this negative manner.
Yeah.
It doesn't augur well for us.
You don't allow this start before you try to fix
So I'm not very confident what's going to happen with the World Cup, the preparation, the going and the coming, and as we say in our local parlance in Tree.
Well, I can tell you for a fact that when it comes to the Black Stars, it's a different ball game altogether.
Yeah.
Preparation would be on point.
That's platinum issues right there.
It is your biggest sporting product.
Okay,
so it's something that is not joked with.
Okay.
That is why a fundraising campaign is currently ongoing. And you see the amount of money.
GCB has given them 5 million Ghana cedis,
The donation
and a lot more sponsors are bringing money.
Because it's the Black Stars. It attracts.
But it should not be like that.
It shouldn't be like that.
Listen, it's a sports ministry. It's not a football ministry. Good morning to my uncle, Kofi Adams.
Yeah.
Uncle,
that is why we sports journalists even had to change that phrase of lesser known sports to least financed sports.
Yeah.
It's not lesser.
What is lesser
it's least financed.
Least
they are
financed.
Not really financed. But Kofi Adams is trying to change that narrative. He says that we must pay attention to all forms of sports. And I'm hearing that, he's not too happy about what happened at the start of this competition. And that is why things are beginning to run smoothly. Yesterday we saw the timer working perfectly and all that.
And then I saw some stories of broken votes and all of that.
Okay, so with that, the organizers again have clarified that the polls didn't provide the polls.
Who provided
the best practice or standard, international standard? You come with your own poll. Everywhere, even
so the polls that came with were the properties of the athletes.
The properties of the athletes. So yesterday, the Benin coach actually clarified that yes, they came with their own poll.
But tell me, how do you travel with such a long pole? Are they bendable?
Or
foldable?
Yes, usually they are foldable and all that, so they can travel with them. So you only get polls when you go to the event, and in the case of your poll didn't arrive or your equipment didn't arrive early, then the host can give you some polls.
Ghana did not provide those polls.
Ghana did not provide those polls. According to the organizers, Ghana did not provide those polls. And yesterday, the Benin coach also confirmed that international.
Do you know what I don't want to hear?
Your own polls.
Do you know what I don't want to hear? That a lot more things will not go well, and then when we are done, a whole committee would have to be set up. Time is wasted, energy is taken away, and then we don't do anything with the reports. Yes, we won't do anything with the reports.
I understand.
I don't want that. We waste too much time and money on all these committees that are set up after events to look into it, and nothing.
I think even the All African Games, which was much bigger than this, were able to hold our pieces together and ensure a smooth running. But there's been a lot of hitches with this one. Hopefully, the last couple of days will be better.
All right. So shifting our attention now to the most financed sports, football. Let's go to Mohamed Husseini. What's happening?
Mohamed Husseini, Ghanaian international winger. He's won a trophy with Saint Union Geloa in Belgium. Yesterday they played the Belgian Cronky Cup. It was a good one for him because he came off on as a super sub and he scored the third goal for them to win this trophy. Big one for him. He's had a very, very good season and he's hoping that he'll catch the eyes of Carlos Queiroz and maybe be part of the Black Star squad for the World Cup. But the latest is that Husseini joins a number of Ghanaian internationals who have won trophies this season. Big one for him, and we are rooting for him. Just 22 years of age, very young and energetic, and we know that at least his ceiling is very high. And yesterday after the game, he spoke to the club media.
It was an amazing feeling. I was a bit disappointed for the time I came in. But then I just had to give my best to the team, and then I was able to have a goal to help the team win the Crocky Cup. But to be honest, I had a rough season. The beginning of the season, I was injured for half of the season, and then I really worked hard to be back. And these are some of the moments I really worked hard to be back with, and then. I'm really happy I'm able to get some few goals before the season ends. For me to keep scoring, help the team, we have an important game on Sunday, and this will be like the decisive match. And for me, I'm ready and I want to score again. If not 2 goals, 1 goal, and then I can help the team so we can be champions of Belgium again.
All right, that's about it for that one. But another interesting feature this morning is Antoine Semenyo's nomination as a Premier League Player of the Year 2025-2026. How is that looking for him? I want him to win. Can I vote? Can I decide?
Yeah, you can decide.
How do I decide?
Everyone has the right to vote. I mean, you can go on the Premier League site and just vote for the player you think deserves to be Player of the Year. But that is massive for Antoine Semenyo.
Really?
I mean, he's had a brilliant season, trust me. Scoring 16 goals so far in our competition. You know, he joined Manchester City from Bournemouth
last year.
Yeah, in January.
Oh, it was this year?
It was this January.
Oh, wow.
He was bought for £60 million. He had already scored a number of goals for Bournemouth, came to Manchester City, scored 9 in all competitions, and he's been brilliant. He's been part of Manchester City's title charge as well. 35 games, 16 goals. That is brilliant for Antoine Semenyo. But he's up with the likes of Erling Haaland, Bruno Fernandes, and David Raya. But we are hoping, we just have to try and vote massively for Antoine Semenyo. And maybe we could be coming home with the Premier League Player of the Year award.
Charlie Ghana, stand up, man. Stand up and vote for your man, Antoine Semenyo, to win Premier League Player of the Year 2026-2025. We wish him all the very best. And now let's come to Africa. Under 17 AFCONs. What's going on? It's not going well.
No, I was disappointed yesterday.
Nah.
I mean, you can't lead 2-0 in the first 10 minutes. Then you allow your opponent to come back that strongly. We've not played the under 17 AFCON since 2017. Prosper Natogun prepared the team well. They went to Ivory Coast at pre-season, played a number of games. Then they went into the tournament with high hopes. In the first 10 minutes, we were brilliant all over, scoring 2 amazing goals, especially that second goal from Jamfi. So we thought, okay, this is going to be our day. We are going to have all 3 points in this game. Then in the second half, we capitulated. We just didn't have answers to what Algeria threw to us.
Can you imagine?
They just scored 2 goals and even got a penalty that could have made it 3-2. But I mean, that penalty was lifted. Just check this goal from Jamfi. I mean, a 17-year-old having this vision to score such a worldie. Wow. It tells you the quality and the talent that Ghana has. But it was the second half that really did us dirty. We couldn't contain the Algerians. Came back, scored 2 goals, made it 2-2, got a penalty in the 67th minute.
That
is a brilliant goal.
From such a distance.
Yes, and from a 17-year-old. It tells you that, I mean, we have abundance of talent and we just need to work on it to ensure that we get the best or the next generation of Black Star players. That is what happened. We drew 2-2 and Next up, we have to prepare well and see if we can get a win against South Africa, who are in the same group with Ghana, but won their game against Senegal, beating them by 2-1.
All right. They have more games to play, no?
Yes, they have 2 more games in the group before we
get to the
whether,
stages.
Yes, we can actually get into the knockout phase. But a draw, let's just go and get a win against South Africa and Senegal. Then we see what happens next.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's close with the Democracy Youth Competition.
Democracy Youth Competition, and this is an initiative from the Speaker of Parliament,
right.
Honorable Msimani Babin. He organized this Democracy Youth Competition. You know, it's at the senior level. It's usually played between Kotoko and Hatofo, and it's in the second year. But this year, he actually decided that we should take it to the grassroots level, because these guys deserve to be given an opportunity. And it's been played at Magdan. Yesterday, we saw Atram BECE and JPFC, a team that belongs to Joseph Pinto, the Black Stars winger. Atram BECE won the game by 3-1. But the exciting thing for these youngsters is that 20 of them have actually been selected, and it will be pruned down to 10. And the 10 players would have the opportunity of playing in some of the best competitions in the world. In Sweden, the Gotia Cup, and we'll have tryouts with teams in Europe. But yesterday, the organizers gave me a scoop that Mr. Speaker is saying that no, we can't just let the boys play. We need to bring a girls' version. So we are going to have a girls' version of the Democracy Youth Cup very soon.
Okay. And I'm told that we have MG games tonight. Is Clifford playing?
Yeah. Clifford is playing.
How about Anderson?
Anderson is the coach. He was sacked and we sacked him, but he bribed his way. He bought ice cream for some of us, then we took him back.
Who are some of our top players? Is Clifford part of our top players?
Clifford is part of our top players.
Top players. Is he a midfielder?
Clifford is a midfielder.
Okay.
Oreku retired. He went to play paddle and he says he's back to football.
Yehoah.
Bill says in Obuasi he was called Obuasi Oliver Khan.
Yehoah.
We've not seen him in post before, but we are playing this evening against young lawyers at the Boston Park Prisons, and it's going to be a good one. 7:45, we start the game, and we are coming with a victory. Monday, you will see it all over.
Clifford, what number do you play again?
All over.
You play number 8. Okay, I'll be looking out for you this evening, and all the best to MG. Hopefully, we'll win this game again and talk about it probably on Monday. Well, you remember I told you that you're winning a lot of money this morning. Our first winner of 2,000 Ghana cedis is on the telephone lines, and with all my pleasure, good morning and congratulations to you. Hello? Hello, winner? Hello? Well, I'm trying to have a conversation with the winner. He's on, or it's a he. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Steve.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. How are you doing?
Very well. Confirm to me, how much have you received in your Momo wallet?
Come again?
How much have you received in your Momo wallet?
2,000.
2,000 Ghana cedis?
Yes.
Okay. Is this your first time of winning?
Yes, my first time.
Oh, your very first time of winning. But is this your first time of also playing?
Yes, this is my also first time.
Oh, wow. First time playing and you have won already.
Thank you so much.
Wow. Congratulations to you. And all I need you to do is to spread the message, spread the gospel, tell your friends and family about it. Let them know that it is real. *439# if you're a Telecel or MTN subscriber. It's the weekend. It's the weekend. What plans do you have for the money, though? Oh, I think we've lost him already. But yes, go ahead and enjoy. Hello? Okay, I think that he's gone. Koko, let's take a look at the dashboard, because the second person is just about to win 3,000 Ghana cedis. And finally, the last person will win 5,000. Koko, let me do the 3,000. Let's do the 3,000. Let's do the 3,000. Let's do the 3,000 now. Okay, we do it right after the break. So right after the break, I'm giving you the next 3,000 Ghana cedis, and the last one will be 5,000. *439# if you're a Telecel or MTN subscriber. Please play now. We'll be right back. Kimpaluta and Kwabna.
Yes, I was trying to talk about Kwabna, but that Lumba also does the same thing.
Okay.
You see how he starts the song, tease me. Like the way he sings, the voice, he does it differently. Like what he's singing about, he adjusts the voice so that when you hear it mentally, you are in that mood that he wants you to put in. He wants you to be.
And what mood would this be in particular?
They should just go back and listen to what
with
he
the
says.
Tease me, baby, till I lose control.
When you are day.
Oh, you are Kable. The way you can actually analyze songs, line by line, rhythm by rhythm, melody by melody. I don't know. I don't know.
I love good music.
I don't know. If you were in the School of Performing Arts, I'm sure you would have probably majored in music or something like that. Dance, no. Dance, no.
That's for dance.
But maybe music.
I know the dance. I know.
But do you know the dance challenge to this one? Can you do it sitting down at least?
It's okay. Another time.
There's absolutely no way Akable can do this. No. There's no way. Anyway, we're getting ready to speak to the Meteorological Service to let us know if this is the beginning of our annual downpour of rains or this is just one off for the morning. We'll ascertain all of that in no time. But I did promise that I was giving away 10,000 Ghana cedis this morning. 2,000 gone already. Let's look at what's happening on the dashboard so I can dish out my next 3,000 Ghana cedis. I promised and I am delivering. You know I'm good for it. And I made a promise early on too. I said I'll be increasing the amount of money I gave out on days that we have jackpots on Fridays, starting this May, and today is the beginning. Next week, we'll have a bigger amount. And this is the second winner for the morning, 05451763. 3 numbers come after that. Congratulations to you. You've just won 3,000 Ghana cedis. It means that the last amount left is 5,000 Ghana cedis, and that's one you would have to work a little bit for it. Akable, what do you think? They would have to work a little bit for it. So get playing now. Please make sure, if you haven't even played at all, play now and play as many times as you can in the next 5 minutes. And if you've played already, add more because this is 5,000 coming to you on a Friday. Number one, it's a rainy morning. Number two, and you have a lot to do with 5,000 Ghana cedis this morning. Anyway, so we're heading to the phone lines now, and we're about to have a conversation with Joseph Tete Portafi, Deputy Director, Synoptic Meteorological. Hello, good morning, Joseph. If you can hear us, say hi.
Hi, good morning.
Joe, how are you doing?
Very great, very great.
Okay. It was strange when we opened the show this morning talking about a very heavy downpour, but some of our friends and family and even viewers say that they did not experience any rain at all. Tell us, which areas experienced this heavy downpour today?
Oh, thank you very much. The system developed over the eastern coast. That is from Aflao. So the coastal area is from Aflao to Ada, to Tema, Afienya, Dowinya, to Accra. And it's moving on. So this area actually experienced a lot of rain.
Okay.
Since dawn, yeah.
Okay, so truly, some parts of Accra did not even experience any of it at all.
Yes, those in inland might not experience it, but those along the coastal areas will definitely experience it.
All right. So tell us or confirm to us this morning, is this the beginning of our annual downpour or this is just a one-off event?
We are in the rainy season now, and I think this is just the first that we are experiencing it along the coast. The northern part of the middle soon, and then they have been experiencing the rainfall already.
Okay.
But for us along the coast, yes, this is a classical system that is passing.
Okay.
And it will affect the eastern coast to the western coast.
Okay. And this morning, it started in some parts around 3 a.m., dwindled down a little bit around 4, and then started again. Some areas had it about 3 times, other areas twice, others just once. But all in all, what are we to expect today, number one, and then over the weekend, and then for the rest of the month?
Well, I believe this weekend will be a wet weekend for the country because the systems are still building up. And then the reason why some addressed it earlier with showers, there were 2 systems that were coming. So the first one came like a shower, and then the 10th one followed up with rain. And normally when we have those things, those who have the showers, because the energy has been stopped from it, we cannot get the actual rain when it comes. But I believe this weekend will be actually a wet weekend for the coastal areas and then the hilly and forested areas like Koprobia, Odakide, and Itevaros. Yes.
Okay. So this weekend is going to be a wet one, especially if you're along the coastal areas.
Very well, very well.
But are we going to have as much rain as we did last year, this 2026?
Well, some areas will have above minimal rain, some will have below minimal rain. So we are monitoring it. Yeah, I think when we came out with the forecast, the season forecast, we give the areas that will actually get above average rain. When I talk about above average rain, that is your normal rainfall, 300 millimeters over the season.
Okay.
And then we are getting it before this season, so it is above what we normally know.
Okay.
So when you take it in a climate sense, that is over 30-year period. So some areas will definitely have above rainfall, and some areas will have below rainfall. And those areas, we are talking to them. And so that when there are farming areas, we are talking to them how to do the agronomic and then be able to sustain whatever they are doing.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Joseph Tete Portafi. You may want to have some time to accommodate us this year because we'll be coming to you a lot more because we need to keep our audience informed. He's the Deputy Director, Synoptic Meteorology and Forecasting. Joseph, thank you so much for your time. All right, let's head to the dashboard again. Coco, should we do birthdays first before we do the final announcement of 5,000 Ghana cedis? Yes, let's get into birthdays. And once we are done with birthdays, I'll announce my third winner, 5,000 Ghana cedis. So please, if you haven't played at all, play now, *439# if you're a Telecel or MTN subscriber. Let's get into birthdays. All right, we are starting with Francisca Amoni. God bless you so much. It's from Selassie. Let's continue to also celebrate the next person who's got their birthday today. 60th birthday to Prophetess Dr. Mercy Aku Kofi. God bless you so much. All right. She's a Sankofa Honoree. All right. 80th birthday to Very Reverend Benjamin Tete Ofoi. God bless you so much. It's from your wife, Regina, and the children. Okay. Mr. Eric Nidakon, happy birthday to you. It's from Eunice Gloria, GCB Nungwa. God bless you so much. Miss Emanuela Agbeponu, CA, enjoy your day. The CA means what?
Chartered accountant.
Oh, chartered accountant. Yeah. Okay, all right. Joyce Blessing, unshakable, unbreakable. Yeah. All right, happy birthday to you. And this one is coming from Shadrach here at Media General. All of us, Shadrach loves you to the moon and back. Too. Yeah, you love her music too, right? Yeah, unbreakable Joyce Blessing. Lance Corporal Casa of 1st Battalion Infantry, Michelle Camp. God bless you so much. It's from Warrant Officer. I didn't get the name, but yeah. Oh, this photo shoot is nice. Wow. Chief Inspector Awudu Matthias Ninja, Station Officer, CID Operations, National Headquarters. Charlie, your photo shoot debut. Officer, happy birthday to you. Madam Hazel Griffith, happy birthday. Oh, Epaphras. Oh, this one is from Daniel Epaphras, Age with Grace. Epa, who is this? Your mom or your sister? Your madam. Okay, happy birthday to you, ma'am. Anastasia Ade, happy birthday. Love you so much. It's from Sweetie. Okay. Eleanor Zenato Aduma, happy birthday to you. Let's also celebrate Gail Day Tay. My day, happy birthday to you, my day. Okay. Ms. Lee, wishing you a day filled with laughter. It's from CS Glam. Kendra Ayensu, it's your birthday as well. Enjoy. Pearl El Noni Ayete, happy birthday to you, young one. Abigail Dede, God bless you so much. Okay. Yvonne, Age with Grace, is from Collins. Happy birthday. And Flora Yehowa Da Ayete, God bless you, is from your mom. Ella, I think we did this one, didn't we? I think we did this one. Okay, let's move on. Mr. Selim Dovlo, happy birthday to you, officer. Okay. Reverend Father Daniel at Konum Afracho or Afrako, happy birthday to you, Rev. 60th celebration. Wow, you don't look 60. Midwife Dinah Ohene Obeng, you don't look 60 at all. Wow, yeah. Happy birthday. Victoria Anowe, it's also your birthday. Enjoy. Sessi Dogbe and Selikem Dogbe, God bless all of you. Miss Nana Iya Druwa, happy birthday to you as well. DCSO, I beg your pardon, retired. Emmanuel Elliott Downfall, aka Action 1. God bless you, Action 1. I think that's it for today, the 15th of May. Tomorrow is my sister's birthday. Tomorrow is Rookie's birthday, Oliver. Tomorrow is Rookie's birthday. Rookie, you're all the way in Canada, but we get to celebrate you nicely tomorrow. Thank you for sticking and staying. Joseph, you have anything? Hey, let me do my 5,000. Please, I need to do my 5,000. I need to do my 5,000. Wow. The number 2 is sweet. 0246 800. 3 numbers come after that. Yee, Coco, can you call the person for me? Or it's not possible. It's not possible, eh? 5,000 Ghana cedis. Well, congratulations to you. Enjoy the rest of our program and have a beautiful weekend. It's going to be a wet one, so please make sure that you are careful out there. Joe.
Yeah, slippery. Just be careful. Slow, calm down, yeah? We'll be back on Monday. Yeah, play the song again.